Okay. What's good, man? Y'all just out and about, ain't y'all, man? What's up, bro? Good with you, man? Same old, same old. Trying to. Trying to have a good night, too. Man, was I stay indoors all day, for real, bro. So I said, it's cool now. I'm out here now. Shoot. For sure, man. For sure. I feel it. All right, cool. It's cool. What's up, girl? Where you been at? Just on MIA with your silly self, man. I knew somebody's missing from this chat. I said, where is Wild Child? This female Tyler the Creator. What's up, DDH? What's up? Good? What's good, bro? I see you in a minute, cut. Being good. Shoot. Been avoiding these earthquakes. So you're my earthquake. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. My earthquake. Don't leave. It's my fault. I just been reflecting on my childhood, man. You heard me. Where you been at, girl? You been talking about St. Louis, man. What y'all been doing up in St. Louis, man? I know y'all got, it's bad out there, but I know y'all got internet daggone. You know where I go live. Where y'all been? Yeah, I ain't everybody out there savages. Believe me, I've been doing the same thing. I've been trying to get this old weird grown nigga to stop calling my phone. It's like everybody hit me up, man, when I'm busy doing my own thing. Doing good in life, you trying to progress, and everybody come and mess with you. So I don't want to say loner, but I'm just like, you know, not trying to talk to everybody. I don't want to be around everybody. As I said, I've been doing a lot of reflecting on my life. What is up with this YouTube? Keep saying like one person in here, but it'd be like, it just said 6 people's in here. Now it said one person in here. It's so weird, man. I'm getting tired of YouTube, honestly, man. But I feel it. Whatever's going on, it'll get better. Everything's all right. It'll get better. Dang, for real? House blew up out there? Dang, man, I hope they all right, man. Jesus, prayers out to them, man. Dang. I hope they all right, man. It's crazy. Yeah, it's just, I know people been going through a lot right now, you feel me? Like, with life and everything. I said, you know, I have my share of that too, you know what I'm saying? We all kind of do. What's up, Crystal? Just as you can tell by the title, it's called Childhood. This one is about the hood of a child. I was a child in the hood, so, but we had a lot of good memories, you know what I'm saying? What's up, LB? I just been thinking about my childhood, man. Something came up on my IG, man. I don't know if now you got to be old school. Man. If you was born after 2000, we ain't talking to you. But y'all remember something called Big Comfy Couch? If you got to be old school to remember, like the Bananas in Pajamas, Big Comfy Couch, Bird in the Big Blue House and them. If you don't know what I'm talking about, this stream ain't for you. So you shut up. But everybody else, like, I said that popped up on my timeline. I said they was talking about like the cartoons from the 90s and everything. I said, hey, yo, man, I remember that, cuz. And I ain't seen these cartoons in almost 20 years, you feel me? So like when I seen it pop up, I said, hey, yo, man. And so I went to YouTube. I immediately went to YouTube and I typed it up, Big Comfy Couch. There was a show we used to watch. It was a VH. It's called Choices Count. And basically it was a kid's tape that had like Bananas in Pajamas, all of them shows on there, but it was teaching you about making good life choices. These little niggas need to be brought in now, because they sure don't know nothing about that. See, back then in the 90s, we had something called respect, you feel me? We had morals, and you know what I'm saying? The 6 pillars of trust, or whatever they called it, you feel me? I don't know how I remember 19 to 20 years. I'm talking about the songs came on and everything. I'm singing the songs, bro. I ain't heard this in 20 years. This video came out in 1996, 1997. I used to watch it like crazy back in like 99, 2000. I ain't heard this in like 20 years, good. And I said, the fact that this came on my TV I'm singing the songs. If you want to make the choices, you give it up to you. Every time you make a choice, try and you will see. Like, bro, I'm talking about the 6 pillars of trust, of friendship. I ain't never heard of it before. I said, man, I ain't seen this in 20 years. You know what I'm saying? And so the fact that I still remember the words, I said, bro, that does stick with you. You hear what I'm saying? And so, like, I guess that stuck with me a lot growing up, man, because it's like, it's all about, they telling me about choices count. You know what I'm saying? Every choice you make in life counts. You know what I'm saying? And I said, dang, man, I remember that, man. That's my childhood. You feel me? Like, I remember being a kid, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, watching that after school. Or, like, mama had the home daycare, so she was always, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, while she's in there doing the daycare in the house, we in there watching the VHS cassette tapes. I playing Nintendo 64, you know what I'm saying? And so, you know, it brought me back. It was just like, dang, bro, that slap, you feel me? What's up, Chia? Hey, Chia, I was just telling him about the bear in the big blue house. I like the bananas and pajamas, the big comfy couch, or what's the other one, man? It's another cartoon, man. I can't remember what it was called, man. But it all has something to do with childhood, you know what I'm saying? And so, like, we used to watch, like, these cartoons now suck. I don't know what they got now, this old Bluey stuff. Like, my nephew put me on the Bluey because he be watching it, but I said, this old Coco Melon, all this little weird Miss Rachel and them, I don't know what it is, you feel me? I said, they got Miss Rachel now. I said, back in our day, man, we had Mrs. Jane. I think it was Miss Jane or something. Yeah, but Miss Plain Jane. Yeah, the ride with the mob. Yeah, we had her. Like, we ain't had this news. But it was all about our childhood, you know what I'm saying? And so that time brought me back to a simpler place, man. If you ever seen Roly Poly Oly, you don't know. Some of y'all don't know what I'm talking about, man. Some of y'all ain't grew up off Disney, you feel me? I said, so y'all don't know what I'm talking about. So what no show greater than Roly Poly Oly, man. I love that show, man. What's up, Mike? I said, man, I used to watch Roly Poly Oly, PB&J Otter, man, Bear in the Big Blue House, Out of the Box, you feel me? Like, man, we used to watch all that, dude. And that's why I said they don't make the shows like they used to no more, man. They don't make the childhood like they used to. You feel me? Like, it sucks, man. You know what I mean? Like, that was around the time that SpongeBob came out. You know, SpongeBob is an all-time favorite cartoon, the biggest cartoon probably ever made. And so, that's when it was worth watching, man. One Saturday morning, you know what I'm saying? Clifford, I remember Clifford reminded me of school, man. Every time we get off school and we come home, Clifford was always on TV, man. We was some PBS kids, man. And I just posted up on the block, kids. You feel me? I said, bro, we was literally like PBS Kids Gold, man. That's all we did was watch that Miami McGill. That's why I learned some of my first Spanish at, cuz. I said, bro, I literally learned my first Spanish from watching Miami McGill. I said, because they will teach you a little something. They talking about Tito and Paco now. Hey, they taught me about Rico Suave, good. And so, I don't know, man. You just think about it, it hits different, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, this stuff popped up on my timeline. You know, IG usually post like profiles that you might be interested in. And you know how they be listening to you. So I be talking about the 90s a lot. So a lot of the 90s stuff pop up. And I seen something I ain't seen in like 20 years. I said, bro, I forgot all about that, man. I'm watching this I just got through watching it. And I'm over singing the Choices Count song. And I'm like, bro, I ain't seen this in 20 years. Keep in mind, we used to watch this on VHS cassette. That's why I said bring them back, man. I don't even like this on-demand stuff no more. This is from your phone. I like when you had to plop in the tape, man. You had to have the tape. You got to blow it off before you put it in there. The tape gets stuck. You got to get the butter knife and get in there. You got to get the... Even niggas don't know about that, cuz. They don't know about that, bro. Wasn't no iPads, cuz. You had that big old cassette tape, man. Big old VHS tape, man. You put that thing in there, you had to rewind dag on it. You couldn't push the button that said, like, go back, skip it. Like, no, you had to rewind it. You feel me? I said, they don't know nothing about that in these days. You feel me? That reminds me of the old house, man. You feel me? Like, Nintendo, all of that. Yep, that reminds me of my childhood, bro. And that's all we did was just watch cartoons. You know what I'm saying? We used to have DirecTV growing up, so we had 3 different Disneys, 3 different Nickelodeons. You know what I'm saying? So we had over 1,000, 2,000 channels or just whatever. And so we always used to watch it in the back room in Daddy's office. And so we wake up in the morning, he said, y'all watch cartoon with him. That's before TV was kind of like bad, you know what I'm saying, where you couldn't just turn it on to where it's a lot of foolishness and mess. So sometimes Daddy didn't care. We'd be up at like 4 or 5 in the morning just in there watching TV. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it wasn't crazy like it is now. You know what I'm saying? Like, as times went on, TV started getting a lot more crazy. He ain't let us do about stuff like that. But we be in there watching, man, daggone Chip and Dale. Rescue Rain, Chip and Dale. Rescue Rain, just run out about that. Tailspin, tailspin. Hey man, they don't know nothing about that, kid. Hey Mike, they don't know about tailspin. Man, they don't know nothing about these cartoons, man. These kids nowadays are dumb. They don't know nothing. Bro. Man, we had everything, man. Had Goof Troop, man. Had House of Mouse. Y'all remember Lord in Space? Y'all remember what that is, cuz? Yeah, Baloo. That nigga Baloo, bro. Hey, I forgot about homie, man. That's why I said they don't know nothing about that, man. Y'all remember Launchpad? Bro, I ain't seen these cartoons in 20 years, man. That's why I'm saying, like, it's crazy to think, because I'm like, bro, 20 years ago was 2005. And 2005 didn't even feel that long ago, you feel me? Like, I'm thinking about 20 years ago, I'm thinking about, like, you know what I'm saying, like, back in the 90s. I'm like, bro, the 90s was, like, 30-something years. That's almost 40 years ago. I said, so time definitely flies, like, really, really quick. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm like, the fact that 20 years ago was 2005, and then 30 years ago is 1995. Like I said, I'm 31, you know, so I was born in 94, so 31 years ago was 94, you know what I'm saying? And the fact that time is going by so fast, man, it's crazy, you feel me? So, what's up, homeboy? Also, y'all, yeah, man, I meant to say earlier, yeah, pray for Zave and his family, man. He said I believe his auntie, man. He said he lost his auntie, I think, but it's this morning or so. Like, yeah, I know that's pretty tough, man. You know, like I said, we prayed for her and all that, you know, beforehand, but you know, she with the Lord, man. She in a better place, so, you know, shout out to Zay, man, and his family, bro. I know it ain't easy, you know, so yeah, prayers in the chat for Zay, bro. You know. But yeah, man, that's why I said VHS, man. That stuff was hit, man. That's why I said, see, stuff ain't the same no more. It don't hit the same. When I used to watch Emperor's New Groove, bro, I used to watch it off of the VHS, man. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm like, you can watch anything off of VHS. I appreciate it, cuz. But I'm like, it don't hit the same. They like, heck, it's Mexican. But like, it just don't hit the same no more. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I said, like, that was when we was kids, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't have all of this technology like we do now. You know what I'm saying? That was when you had to get outside and go play. Like, mom and daddy make you go play all day. Wasn't no PSP, I know PlayStation, man. Like, yeah, you feel me? Like, you had board games, man. Everybody had to play Monopoly, Scrabble, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't know. I don't even think they even make board games like that no more, man, because don't nobody playing, man. Everybody doing something else. And so, like, we used to play games like Guess Who? Y'all remember Guess Who? Man, I remember we used to get competitive. Daddy, we always was a red team, man. It was red team and blue team. And so we used to play Guess Who, Operation, Candyland. Of course, Monopoly. Everybody named all play Monopoly. Uno. I'm talking about, bro, we played a little bit of everything, man. Like, Connect 4, we played all of it. We played a little bit of everything. So that's why I said, like, the times are definitely different now, man. Like, hey, man, what happened to Guess Who? I ain't seen a Guess Who game board in 20 years, bro. Now it's more than 20 years. I think the last time I seen Guess Who was like 90s, bro. I don't remember any of that, bro. Like, I remember some, but I don't remember everything. Like, that is so old, you feel me? So, I don't know, man. It's just like it was a more simple time, bro. I never really played Battleship. I never played Battleship that much. That's one thing I did not really play. I played it in school, but I didn't play it, like, as a kid, you know what I'm saying? I said, they don't know nothing about this here. Everybody got Pokemon Go now, which, if that's a thing. Back then, they had Pokemon cards, which we wasn't allowed to play with those. Daddy didn't let us play with no Dragon Ball Z, you know, nothing. So, you know, back then, you had to have the cards. You know what I'm saying? People would come to school with the binders, bro. Big old binders full of, like, Pokemon cards. They got, like, 900 cards, cuz. I'm like, what do you do with these? And they're like, yeah, some of them was worth money or something. I'm like, bro, who does this? Like, how do you know which card is which? How you know which card is more powerful than the other? And they said, now you look at the score, you look at this and look at that. I'm like, bro, again, kids were smarter back then. So I think they kind of had a little common sense. These niggas nowadays are dumb. What's good? Yeah, I said, forget a Pokemon card. Look, check it out. And niggas try to get one of these. Hold on. Turn around. Woo! Yes, sir. Woo! Niggas try to get one of them good. Yeah, these are our toys nowadays. This is the toys we get. Shoot. McLarens and Lambos, daggone. I don't want no Pokemon cards. Oh, hold on. Ouch. Yeah, man. So it was different back then, man. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that like nowadays, man, again, times do change. But I feel like culture died after like 2006, man. I think culture died. I'm not even gonna lie to you. 2006 was like one of the last good early 2000 years, man. Like 2007 sucked. 2007 on up sucked, man. I'm like everything just got bad. It just got worse and worse. You know what I'm saying? Like I was even doing some research today, which of course is documented, but I was looking at it today where it was talking about the 1990s and stuff. And I was like, why is 90s considered the golden era? Like everybody loved the 1990s because the 1990s that was the peak of like society, man. They said the economy was, I think, the best it ever was really back in the 90s, you know what I'm saying? And then they was talking about like how society was a little bit more mature, you know what I'm saying? I was watching the Choices Count video when I used to watch when I was a kid. I was just watching it like 30 minutes ago. And I said, man, this is back when you could tell what a man and a woman was. I said, they didn't have all of this weird they-thems back then. They didn't have all that weird stuff going on, you feel me? And so I said, like, people have more common sense, man. And I said, dang, man. I said, bro, the technology might not have been the best, but I think that's what brought everybody together, man, because there was a lack of phones. There was a lack of this, live streaming and all of that. There was a lack of all of that. So you had to have real personal connections, you know what I'm saying? And so as technology increased, man, people got stupider. And so now we don't have that no more, man. Everything's virtual, which is not necessarily a bad thing, man, but it does kill a lot of, it kills a lot of potential. You feel me? Hold on, let me see. Yeah, I used to bite my nails. Like Daddy always told me, he said, boy, quit biting your nails. He's like, you ain't nervous. Stop biting your nails. Like, I am nervous being around you. You might get popped for no reason. I don't know what you popping me for. I said, you walk around with that look on his face. I'm like, man, you about to pop me. He'll just turn your nails up. Hold on. Yeah, everything is. Bro, I'm telling you, that's why I said back in, what's up, Ben Bill? Back in the 90s, man, everybody was prettier. I mean, I thought everybody was cheesy back then because I don't like the style in the 90s. But the face game, the face card, it. I'm talking about, man, you couldn't beat it back in the 90s because they was real. And if they did use makeup, they wasn't heavily caked, man. Like, they looked good, you feel me? That's why I said, I'm like, bro, wasn't a woman more fine than Pam back then, bro? I think Pam was way finer than Gina, you feel me? Pam was that dark skin everybody wanted. She was that chocolate sister everybody wanted, you feel me? I said back then they was cute, man. Who you think? Ashley from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Ashley had it. Her, Hillary had it. All right, but they had it, bro. Even now Vivian had it. Bro, they all had it, nigga. Like, shoot, you couldn't beat it back because they was real, bro. You know what I'm saying? You look at Aaliyah. Aaliyah was way more prettier than Beyonce, man. Aaliyah, I think she was better than Beyonce in everything, cuz. Like, they was just real back then, you feel me? I'm like, it just looked so much better, man. They didn't look crazy. You hear me? I said, like, and back then you could tell it was just a woman. You can't tell it nowadays, man. This is a half tranny, half dinosaur. We don't know what this nigga is, man. This is a tiger. This is a Tyrannosaurus. A Tyrannosaurus. Yeah, that's what it is. Man, we got a bunch of heavy hitters out here, man. Dang. That's why I said, I'm like, boy, I don't like the technology of the 90s. I hate the fact that it was kind of cheesy. Because everybody look like they smell like Dial soap. You know what I'm saying? But I said, but they was better, bro. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it was a lot. I mean, the 90s was terrible. It was killing 90s. But I said, but it ain't like no different nowadays. I said, I feel like it was a lot more safer back then. You feel me? Because you had crazy folk, but they wasn't as crazy as they are now, man. Because I'm like, we knew the crazy folk to be the gangbangers. You know what I'm saying? Like, that one crazy nigga. I'm like, nah, everybody's a crazy nigga. Even the cool niggas is crazy niggas, man. Like, the kids are crazy. Like crazy. Man, you gotta pray for discernment and gotta pray this woman ain't got a slong, man. Like, that'd be a nigga worse for her, man. She got a slong. And she got one bigger than you. That's what a nigga really be mad at. He don't care about that. He care about the fact that she's larger than you. That's gonna hurt his pride, bro. Like, dang, man. Like, man, last night, bro, she was the man. Oh, man, that nigga gonna be hurt. He gonna be wondering. But God made me natural. This one. Nah, boy, that's funny. Oh my gosh, not the mango lotion. Yeah, that's why I said if you was born after 2000, we ain't talking to you. Sorry, you weren't there in the 90s. You don't know. So, y'all know about the Blockbuster nights, man. Y'all know about that going to Blockbuster on a Friday night in 1999 or 2000, man, and getting a movie. It's a pizza party movie night, and you get you a VHS cassette tape. You get you about 2 tapes. We used to get about 2 rental movies because we used to walk over it. We lived like right around the corner. And so we go around on a Friday, man, get a movie, you hear me, that we never returned. Sometimes you wouldn't return them. I think all black folk did it. There was movies you didn't run return. Like even when you went to the red box, we would forget to return them, you feel me? Or either we just was cheap. It was one or the other. But I was like, bro, I remember them days, man. And I said, I know that technology increased to where you can get it on your phone now, but you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the old Netflix. Wasn't no Netflix like you can have it on demand. The old Netflix was you had to order it offline. Remember? They would ship you the movie in the mail, and then you can watch the movie in the mail, and then you can send it back, you know what I'm saying? And then they had it for like, I think around 2006, 2007, that's when they started doing like, you can watch it online. That's because it was big, but it wasn't like, I don't know if it was as popular. Netflix wasn't as popular back then, but you know, Netflix then put Blockbuster in them out of business, you know what I'm saying? But you had to order the movie in the mail, and they would send it in the mail to you, and then you could watch the movie. That's how much times have changed, bro. That was almost, again, that was back in 06, so this is almost 20, next year it'd be 20 years ago. So I'm like, bro, this is like, the times have changed, bro. Because I remember Daddy used to do it all the time, man. He would get like movies in the mail, you know what I'm saying? And so you see it now, it's just like, dang, bro, like we came a long way, you feel me? And so I'm like, even though the times back then kind of sucked when it came to like quality of like, I guess I don't want to say quality, I say quantity, because I'm like, nowadays you can have whatever you want as much as you want. But I said back then it was more precious because it was rare. So it was like, this is the beginning stages of the new world, you know what I'm saying? Or like, you know, the new era. But it's like, it ain't, you know, it ain't, you know. Yeah, they mailed the DVDs. I remember GameFly, they used to do it with GameFly. You know what I'm saying? Then I think Blockbuster was trying to compete with them. Like it was crazy, man. I said, dang, bro, we used to think, remember we used to have TiVo and DVRs and oh man, what was it, man? Beepers and all that. Like, bro, we used to have, I remember Daddy had a beeper, man. And that thing went out of style and I used to play with it. Cause I was like, you know, I was like, what is a beeper, bro? I don't even know what that is. And I said, that was so old, man. Like, we ain't had no technology back then. Everybody had that brick phone. Daddy had a brick Nokia phone, man. That thing was like Mjolnir, man. That thing's like Thor hammer. That thing could never break. It could never break, dude. I used to fake call 911 on that thing all the time, bro. I remember as a kid, I used to dial 911 to see if it worked. And it would still go through. No other phone numbers work, but every time I called 911, it would work. And so I would play on the phone with 911. Oh, man. Pages, bro. That is cheesy, man. Hold on. Yeah, I don't like all that metaverse stuff, man. That stuff is garbage. Like, that's why I said it takes I mean, it's interesting, but I'm like, it takes the humanity away from humanity. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I said, like, people don't know what that's like. You know what I'm saying? They don't know what it's like to, like, nobody remembers phone numbers anymore because your numbers is saved in your phone. You ain't got to type out somebody's phone number. You just save it under their contact, and then you go on your recents and just click their number. You know what I'm saying? Or you go to your contacts and click their number, and that's it. You don't remember their phone number by heart. You know what I'm saying? The only phone number I remember by heart is mama's phone number. I said, that's the only one. I said, everybody else's, I don't know. I can't tell you my brothers and them. I can't tell you y'all. It's like, because it's different. You know what I'm saying? I said, so the fact that stuff is different now, man, it's just, the game has definitely changed. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, the yellow pages, bro. We used to get them, man. People don't know about that, man. They don't know about them. Yellow pages and what was another one? It was something else, man. We used to get the Sunday paper. Who gets the Sunday paper anymore? Does anybody do that again? I don't know. We used to get that every Sunday, man. Yeah, it's different, man. It's different. You know what I'm saying? And so even watching my childhood stuff today, I was like, bro, it was a game. I remember it, bro. This is 96, 97. I don't know how I remember that far back in 96 and 97. That's when we lived at me, as before, I think it was when Joe was like, I think Joe wasn't even born yet. Me, all I remember was me, Alicia. And we lived in them white apartments in the West End. I remember that before we moved. We lived on the hallway. And there was this. Sorry about that. Can y'all hear me? Sorry about that. Can y'all hear me? This freaking service always messes up over here. Can y'all hear me? Yes, no, maybe, something, somewhat. Are we back? It said my phone was refreshing. Oh, we here? Okay, cool. It said it was refreshing. It always does it, man. I hate when it does it. It used to do that, and then I could reconnect to the stream without having to restart my phone. When it does, I got to restart my phone because I think it's just YouTube. I don't know. It's super mad weird, you know. But yeah, I was saying that was this Babel game we used to play on the computer games, man. It was called the beginner's Babel for kids or something. I can't remember. Talking about it's got the cartoon pictures and bro, I'm talking about this is almost 30 years. Keep in mind, this is back in 96, 97. Joe was born in 97, so this is almost as old as him. This is almost 30 years old. So I said, I remember seeing it popped up on my timeline today. I said, bro, I immediately got flashbacks. I remember one time Steve, she got home from school. I don't know how I remember this memory. I had to be no older than like 2 or 3. And I remember she got home from school and she had on a little uniform. And so we had a big old Microsoft computer. And so she was in there playing this little Bible game. I remember that, bro, and we used to play it at the next house too. And it had like the little music on there. It had like they had the kids characters. It had the Ten Commandments game. It had dang, I can't remember what. It was some other stuff, man. But it's like you know how the memories are there. You don't know, but you know at the same time. Like it was there. You know what I'm saying? And I remember, I said, dang, bro, I remember all of these, man. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm talking about, like, once you watch one thing from your childhood, you want to watch everything. So I started YouTubing and Googling everything, you feel me? And so I was looking at all the kids on the video. I said, these kids got to be in their mid-30s, about 40 now, you know what I'm saying? But I said, we used to watch this tape religiously, man, when I was young, you know what I'm saying? I watched that so many times. I told you, I remember the music off of it. They were like, making choices every day, making choices all the way. We use 6 pillars to make it through, making choices for a better you. Bro, I remember that boy got one black dude, one black girl, and the rest is like Latino and white. He's like, I will try to do my best. I will not be careless. If you mess with me, I'm like, well, I said, nah, not for that. I said, listen, I'm telling you, yeah, make choices, just don't go sliding if you don't need to. These little YNs need to watch that video. I was like, man, talk about childhood, man. You feel me? So, but I think that's why mom and daddy, like, they always taught us about choices growing up. They was like, watch what you do, because they was like, you know, you make a wrong decision, it can cost you. You know what I'm saying? Especially being where we from, you make a wrong decision, boy, that's your life. You feel me? And so it's like it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why he was saying, like, he even preached on that before. I remember that's why, like, when we first did the church, and he preached on it. He said, why you think they making, he was talking about the movie. He said, why you think they making kids movies called Choices Count? He said he's trying to get these youngins to understand that their choices matter. And this is back in 03, 04. You know, they was still kind of wild back then, but now they even worse. You know what I'm saying? But they need more stuff like that now to understand, like, bro, your choices is going to cost you, man. You feel me? You 14 years old, man, you do a hit. And, you know, they charge you as an adult. It's like, bro, your life gone. You feel me? So you don't think about the choices that you make. You know what I mean? So, I don't know, man. Those was good times. More simple times, bro. I said, bro, I was over on the couch. I said, oh, we use 6 pillars to make it through. Bro, I was singing a song. I said, boy, you would think I watched this yesterday, cuz. That's how much I watched that movie, man. I hate musicals. I hate any musical movies. I hate musicals in general. I don't like them. But I sat there and watched all the music. I was like, dang, bro, because it was my childhood, you feel me? And I was just like, dang, bro, this is so cheesy, but it was our cheesiness, you know what I'm saying? I said, at least it wasn't a little boy wearing a skirt now. You got little boys in drag now on these TV shows and little sassy Salisbury steaks over here walking trying to be they, them. I'm like, our childhood was more simple. I said, daggone, man, it was way more simple, bro. You feel me? So, it wasn't no drag for kids or nothing back then, you know? Like back then in the 90s, they'll stomp you out for that. I said, but nowadays, they don't know what it is, you know? But that's sad, man. And so that's why I said the 90s was pretty much the perfect time, man, because it was right when technology was increasing. The world was still somewhat good. That's why I said the economy was clean. You feel me? Like everything was somewhat good, man. You ain't have to worry about the government doing what they did. Politics wasn't that big of an issue like it is now. I remember it's like you can vote. I remember that's when Bush and who was it? Bush and John Kerry? Was it no, Al Gore. Bush and Al Gore in 2000, was it 2000, 2001? And they was trying to figure out who was gonna be the next president. So we had like a little class electoral or whatever. And so we didn't know what Democrat or Republican was. We didn't know that because it wasn't really a big deal like that it is now. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't no Trump or Kamala or no Biden. I know it was more like that back then. So I remember I was like, well, mom and daddy like Bush. So I said, I'm voting for Bush. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember they would talk about it. That's why they were saying Bush is a Christian. You know, they all do that stupid stuff. They like, nah, they all Christians and stuff. And so, but it wasn't that, you know what I'm saying? Politics wasn't like it is now, man. Like, it's religion now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's weird, you know? So, hold on. High School Musical, nah, man, you tripping. It's funny because the last girl I was with, we used to have movie night with her people in them house. I never watched High School Musical like that. Stisha loved it. I never really watched it. So they was like, we're gonna have a Disney movie night. I said, okay. They said, let's watch High School Musical. I said, bro, I don't like musicals. I don't like any singing, any dancing, choreography, any of that foot movement. I said, bro, I don't like it. I said, that's cheesy. Cause I'm like, bro, imagine a nigga doing this. Imagine y'all ever seen a music video with Chris Brown doing the Ayo. He said, I said, yo. He's doing a, sorry, miss, let me talk. I said, imagine if you seen that nigga doing that in real life. Like, girl, he crazy. Like, that's I always feel like somebody's watching me. Yeah, that's that nigga. Like, you imagine a nigga doing that in real life. Like, he gets away with it because he's Chris Brown. An ordinary nigga like me doing it, they be like, we calling the police. I said, they dancing on High School Musical and talking about, it was so cheesy, man. Nigga with Corbin Blue, push it to the limit, cause we're in it to win it, we're in it to win it. Oh yeah, I said, nigga, what? Gotta get it out, so work it out. Like, nigga, what? I remember that, man. We was watching Disney Channel one time. They used to play the music videos. And so this old little nigga, you gotta get your head in the game. He said, what have I done so wrong? My head's in the game, but my heart's in the song. I remember Daddy was in the room. He said, man, give me my remote. He said, you know what, man? He said, y'all about to start watching Disney Channel. I swear he said that. I remember he said that, bro. Hey, man. He said, man, that ain't hip hop. Because they was talking about what's a little hip. He said, that ain't hip hop, man. Oh, my God. Oh, my side hurts good. Oh, I remember that. Oh, I remember that, man. Oh, man. Oh, he took the remote and turned it so fast. Hey, man, it was a war on Disney Channel. Hey, man. I said, nah, he ain't lying. That ain't hip-hop. I don't know what that is. Oh, my God. Oh, man, that's hilarious. Hey, man, get your head in the game. I said, bro, this movie sucks, man. Oh, my God. I had them rolling. The one I watched the movie with her and her cousin them, I had them rolling. Because I said, I named like 5 things that was wrong in this movie in like the first 10 minutes. And then there's a part in the movie where she's in her room on the 2nd story. They on the phone. She turns around. He done snuck up to her like balcony outside. And she turns around and he was like, I was always here, whatever. And so she's laughing and realized, I said, nigga, do you know nowadays that's a loitering? I said, bro, that's trespassing. I said, Brody, maybe that was cool back in 2006. You can't do that nowadays. I said, niggas is crazy. They would really do that. I said, bro, Disney has influenced a generation of stalkers, bro. I said, bro, you know how many men got locked up off of that scene because they tried to recreate that scene they saw? I said, bro, you don't do that nowadays, man. I said, she was smiling. I said, no, nowadays women are terrified. They would have been screaming. I said, bro, you can't do that. You scaring the women, bro. Oh, my gosh, bro. And I told them, I said it out loud, bro. They was crying. They was crying for at least 5 minutes. Because they said, bro, that was funny. I said, no, for real. I said, no, that's like a loitering charge nowadays. You can't do that. Oh, my gosh, man. He always said it. He said, because we would watch little Disney movies, he said, why is it every movie they get these little boys want to dance? He said, they true passion is music or art or something. He said, they always talking about I want to dance. He said, man, that's gay. He said, yes, that's gay, man. Oh my gosh, bro. Everything he saw he didn't like, he was so quick to take the remote and turn it. Hey, man. Oh my gosh, bro. I remember that he turned ice click. My little niece or cousin came over one time, and she used to watch Sprout. I don't know if y'all know Sprout. It was on PBS Kids or whatever. Or Noggin. I was one of them. It was like the baby version of PBS Kids. And so it was a cartoon on there with a squeaking star, man. A freaking squeaking star, man. And every time the star spoke, it was egg, egg, egg. It was like the worst dog squeak toy noise. It was really annoying. I don't know how people watch that. And so one time she was the dude was singing a song with the star. He said, I think he said something like, "Happy are we," and then the starts, "Wicka, wicka, bang, happy are we, wicka, wicka, bang, happy are we," bro. It was so annoying. I remember she was in the room watching it. I wasn't in the room, I was in my room. But you know Daddy's loud when he talks. He said, "Man, what in the crap?" I swear he said that. I swear he said that. It was his reaction to everything he didn't like, bro. Because you could hear the squeaking noise on the other side of the house. It was how annoying that was, bro. It was squeaky, squeaky, bro. He said, "Man, what?" He said, "What in the crap?" And then he took the remote and turned that off too. Like, bro, they didn't like nothing. When he didn't like nothing, man, he simply turned it. I turned it off. Like, he didn't play that, bro. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Oh man, I'm making myself. You see how hard I'm laughing out here, bro? I'm making myself sweat. Hold on, bro. Let me hold on. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me, y'all? Because I think my time just froze. Hold on. I'm shaking it. Certain characters. Are they for real? I wouldn't be surprised. Ain't no telling. It's only a matter of time before they did some little kids cartoon where it was like some little bull was a they them. And it's like, I'm non-binary. You announced me as they them. And so people did a little joke. They showed like them grilling a steak. They said, "How about well done?" They said, "How about well and done?" I said, "Yeah, little nigga, don't matter what you is. Yeah, you be on that grill, you taste sweet. No diddy, little nigga. You was a they them." And then you cooked. Hold on. Oh my gosh, man. So yeah, our childhood was cool, but sometimes it wasn't, man. Like, they didn't want you watching nothing, man. Because they would talk about the cartoons, like that's when like the Hannah Montana then was out. And you know, some of that stuff, some of it was funny, and then some of it, well, like, I don't think it was a show funnier than either That's So Raven or Corey in the House, because it's black comedy. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing funny in black comedy. And so, like, that was always funny. I said, but the other shows, they was funny, but they wasn't, like, funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, Miley Cyrus was never funny. She's not a funny person, you know? But, I don't know. It's just, they had a problem with us watching that. Because one day Jordan came, they said, "Yeah, they say we can't watch it no more." I said, "Why?" And I think it was something with I think it was a scene in there where a dude had his shirt off in the pool and stuff. He was teaching the girl how to swim. And they said that's inappropriate. I'm like, he's a dude, though. I said, "Mom, Daddy's a dude." And like, "Yeah, don't watch it because they got him out here with his shirt off showing his nips." I'm like, he's a man. He's supposed to show his nips off. Franklin. I remember Franklin. Little Bear Franklin. "Hey, it's Franklin. Dun, 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 dun. Franklin wanna go party with you." I remember that. "Hey, it's Franklin." Yeah, that's what old buddy looked like in my chat talking. He's a talking tortoise Franklin nigga. That's what he is. He's like, "Well, you know, Steve, something wrong with you." "Yeah, something wrong with you, Franklin. You supposed to be on Noggin 20 years ago. Why are you talking to me?" This old black Mitch McConnell looking nigga. I'm like, shoot. Hey, man, y'all remember a cartoon called Seven Little Monsters? Now, is it just me? Because I seen that the other day. I said, I forgot all about that cartoon, bro. Seven Little Monsters, y'all remember? Tell me if y'all remember, bro, because I know somebody here know what I'm talking about. Somebody's a PBS kid in there. Like, oh, no. It's either that or George Shrinks. Man, I love George Shrinks, bro. What was that other cartoon, man? It was well, everybody know Lil Bill. Every black person watched Lil Bill growing up. So. What else was it, man? It was that's what a Caillou. Y'all remember that old bald head nigga Caillou? Hannah loved it. That was her favorite cartoon. It makes sense because she was a brat, like Caillou was. It makes very much sense why she liked them. Oh, little bald head One Punch Man looking like, man, I can't stand that little bald head brat, man. He was the worst, man. He said, "I wanted to go to the mall today, and Daddy said no." Like, why you say Daddy like that? What's wrong with this little fruitcake? Caillou was upset when his father didn't take him to the mall, so he went outside to play with Rosie. "I want the fire truck, Rosie." Like, what does this nigga talk like a sissy? Like, boy, I know you a little boy, but dang, bro, have some bass, my nigga. Like, dang. He said, "Pop, when I had enough, I'm Caillou." Y'all remember when Lil B, the bass guy, remixed Caillou? He said, "I'm Caillou, Caillou, I'm Caillou." Speaking of gay, Lil B, the bass guy, the face of gay. That's exactly what that is. I remember Daddy didn't like him either. He was like, "Man, this little nigga Lil B, the bass guy." He said, "Who was that?" So this nigga wearing a blouse, man. That was back when they was starting to first do that gay stuff in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And Lil B, the bass guy, I didn't know who that was. I said Lil B. I said, "Who is that?" And so the dude on the drums, his name Juan. He showed me. He said, "Yeah, this is Lil B. Lil B got beat up all the time." And so he showed me a video of him getting beat. He got beat up by a gay dude. And then hey, man. Lil B, man. Lil B probably short for Lil Butt. Taking butts out there. Hey, man. Caillou was One Punch Man, dude. Like, yeah, I remember all of them, man. Hey, they didn't want us watching Dexter's Laboratory no more either. I remember that, bro. That's when we first moved into that house over in 2004, man. We moved. That was a big old 3-story house. That was the first year we had our church. And we was watching Dexter's Laboratory. It was an episode that came. You know, they always got away with a lot of. Cartoon Network always was somehow managed to get away with a lot of stuff. I don't know how they did that. I think they cartoons was more for grown-ups than it was like kids. But that was an episode on Dexter's Laboratory where the little boy switched places with the mama, and so he was trying to get at Dexter, so he switched places with the mama. So the daddy came in and slapped the mama butt, and daddy he said, "What?" He said, "Hey man, what is this?" He said, "What is this?" He said, "Man, it's supposed to be a kid's cartoon." He said, "Hey man, don't watch this no more." I remember that we couldn't watch it no more because of that, because they always got away with a lot of innuendos in that show. That was some episodes that got banned. They couldn't even air because they pushed the limit. That's why I like Cartoon Network, because Cartoon Network pushed the limit, man. Like they was cool, they was weird, but they was weird cool. You know what I'm saying? And so I remember that they was like, "Yeah, y'all can't watch it no more because of that." And then we couldn't watch the Wild Thornsberries no more because I think the intro has something to her. She got her powers from like a witch doctor or something. So they was like, "Nah, we don't do witch doctor. We don't do witchcraft in this house." So we couldn't watch that no more. And then the monkey's name was Darwin, and they was like, "Nah, that's talking about Darwinism. We can't do it." I'm like, "Oh my God, man, y'all just petty." So we couldn't watch that. I mean, we still did behind their back. We just didn't watch. We didn't watch it in front of them. But oh my gosh, man. So pretty soon they gonna make us not watch Doug, man. Like couldn't watch Doug. I'm like, what could you possibly find wrong with Doug? Like, ain't nothing wrong with that show. Y'all remember a show called Pepper Ann? Hey man, Pepper Ann was my show, man. Pepper Ann. She's a one in a million. Hey, regular show is my jam to this day. I don't care what my favorite shows, bro. I love that show. I will rewatch that show again. That's gonna be my third time rewatching the whole series. Regular Show just was that show, man. It's just it's so weird, but it's funny. It's something about it that you love. I just love Regular Show, man. I never really watched Adventure Time, man, but Regular Show, that's my show, man, for real. What happened to Flapjack, too? What happened to all these shows, Chowder? I remember Flapjack. Hey, Daddy didn't want us watching Flapjack no more. Because it was weird. It was an episode, because that's weird, but it was an episode where the dude was getting roasted. They was doing a roast session. I stay on the jokes. They was doing a roast session, and dude was getting roasted bad, and so he got mad and started turning into a demon. So I remember Daddy's about to go on his bike rack, because he usually ride his bike, and he said, "Hey, man," he said, "Why you got this demon on my TV?" Man, he said, "Hey, he's turning it off. Don't watch this no more." I was like, "Dang, bro, we can't watch nothing." So I'm like, "That's another cartoon series you can't watch, daggone Flapjack. Can't watch that." You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, he couldn't watch nothing. But we couldn't watch Scooby-Doo no more. We couldn't watch that either. Because we was watching the Scooby-Doo movie, and it was something about I think they was investigating like a ghost tribe or something like that, and Daddy woke up, it was a Saturday morning. Daddy woke up and saw it, because we used to watch cartoons in the morning. And it was like a movie or something. It was like they went to some graveyard or something. He said, "No, I don't watch it. That's dead thing. No, I don't watch it." I was like, "Bro, like, you can't watch nothing, man. They just ruining the fun on everything." Like, dang. Which I never even liked Scooby-Doo anyways. I didn't really like it, but that was the fact they always say don't do it. It's what makes you want to watch it, because they said don't watch it. I'm like, bro, like, well, Scooby-Doo, Scooby freaking Doo, they investigate mysteries. Like, Dang, bro. I'm like, y'all watch Scooby-Doo growing up? That's an old 1960s, 70s cartoon. I'm like, dang, bro. Oh my gosh, man. Hold on, what is it? Yeah, I remember Tyler the Creator was he was one of the rappers on there that was schooling Pops. The Jolly Good Show, nigga. He said, oh no, bro. Muscle Man. That's what they used to call me growing up. Because I used to work out when I was young. So everybody called me Muscle Man. And then that show came out, and his name was Muscle Man. So everybody kept calling me Muscle Man. I said, you know who else likes to ride cars at night? My mom! You're like, you know who else likes to watch a Darby Message? My mom! Hold on. We couldn't watch Courage the Cowardly Dog no more. We could, bro. When I tell you there was a list of stuff we couldn't watch, dude, they didn't want us watching Courage the Cowardly Dog no more because there was an episode on there too that they just happened to foresee, and they were like, "Nah, that's fearful." Like, bro, will y'all stop with the 10 Commandments like on everything? Like, bro, let us watch a TV show, daggone. Like, dang, because it was something on the episode they didn't like, man. Like, I mean, again, I never really even liked Courage that much either. I don't like those cartoons. It's just the fact they kept bothering us every time we was watching something. So like, nah, we ain't doing no with no fear. I was like, bro, then what are we gonna watch, man? Daggone Barney? I forgot we can't watch Dragon Tales no more because they wishing upon a scale. Like, nigga, we can't even watch that. Like, man, you gonna take away Maya and Miguel, man. Next, we can't watch Arthur, man. Like, dang, because Arthur's too violent now. Because when he punched DW, and then they go like, that's violence. No, we don't watch nothing violent. We couldn't play with super soakers, no guns. We couldn't pretend nothing was no gun. We couldn't play with army toys. Couldn't play none of that because they said, nah, it's violent. I said, duh. That's the whole point. They try to take our fun away on everything, man. Couldn't watch nothing, man. Dang. I remember my cousin used to come over. He was a spoiled cousin. He had every Dreamcast, PlayStation game imaginable. So he came over, he would play a little wrestling game. And so I remember Daddy didn't want us doing wrestling. We didn't watch it in the house, and he didn't want us playing that game. So he was playing it one night. Pops came out. He said, hey, man, don't play this game here no more. You hear me? He said, when you come over, don't bring this game no more. So, again, when Daddy tell you something, he ain't going to tell you again. So we knew when Daddy tell you something, don't do it again. He woke up the next morning, and what's the first thing he did was go play that wrestling game. I said, dude, I was like, hey, man, Daddy said we could, because, you know, at that age, we was like, bro, Daddy would do something to you. I said, hey, man, because he didn't know. I said, bro, Daddy, I said, hey, man, Daddy said don't play that game. And so we was in there watching him, but I was at the room because I said, when Daddy come in here, you're going to be mad. So Daddy woke up and came out there. He said, hey, man, he said, didn't I tell you don't play? He said, didn't I tell you don't play this game here no more? He said, turn it off. I said, bro, see, he ain't never been around Daddy like that. So he didn't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody knew Daddy was real, but he, you know, where he come from, he kind of spoiled you, you know, because his mom was giving him whatever. I said, he didn't know, like, when Daddy he speak one time, you know what I'm saying? So I remember Daddy woke up in the morning and saw him out there, and he started hollering. And so I heard him went to the room, because I said, when Daddy get out, when he get mad, he get everybody. So I said, I seen that, I got up, went to the room. I said, he about to get it whooped. That's the same cousin that Daddy whooped one time. I ain't never seen Daddy whoop nobody other than his kids. But I said, that was the only person I seen besides us get whooped. Dude flicked the rubber band at Joe one time. He was standing out of the house. He flicked the rubber band at Joe. Right before church. We was going to a church, man. And right before church, man, he was playing with the rubber band and he played too much. And so he winded it all the way back and flicked Joe in the face. And so, you know, Joe's crap, baby. Joe started crying and hollering and stuff. And so right before we got in the car, Daddy came out. He was in his room. He came out. He heard all that crying. Boy, when I tell you, he took dude to the back room and whooped him. He whooped this nigga. I was surprised because I said, Daddy, that's not your son. I said, Daddy, you can't whoop people that's not your kids. I was a kid. I was like, I didn't know it was possible to whoop a child that's not yours. I'm talking about, man, Daddy. He said, he could hear him in the back room. He's at the door. He said, bend over. He could hear da, 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 da. Voice like, he's out there screaming, man. I'm talking about Daddy was lighting him up. I said, I ain't never heard nobody scream that wasn't us. So the fact that another nigga was getting whooped by my father, I said, bro, I was like, dang, bro. You could hear it like, he said, bend over. I said, cuz, I ain't never seen him whoop nobody other than us, bro. And then after that, I think it's when Buddy stopped coming over our house, man, because I guess Daddy got tired of talking to him, because, you know, he was he was kind of a troublesome child. Yeah. Hey, the Backyard Again was that show, man. That show was made for us, man. We used to play that show. Hey, they had a song on there, man. It was called the Yeti Stomp. Bro, that was one of my favorite songs, because that bass line, he said, stomp, 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 stomping on a Yeti stomp. He's that dude. He had that James Brown bass in there. I said, bro, who made this show? This is a kid's cartoon. They had rhythm in this thing. I don't remember watching Curious George. I don't really remember. I used to read the books. And this random mysterious nigga with the yellow hat. I'm like, why does the man with the yellow hat ain't got a name, bro? Like, who is this dude? You know what I'm saying? A random man with a monkey. His name was the man with the yellow hat. We didn't find that strange. Like, this dude's probably an animalist. This dude's probably a daggone sexual deviant with a monkey. Like, why is the man with the yellow hat got a monkey? This man that kidnapped a monkey from Africa and took him over to the United States. And didn't nobody question him and say, hey, man, what's your paper, cuz? You feel me? Boy, talking about the man with the yellow hat. What was his name? Yeah. Hold on, let me see. Every principle in the book. I told you, he taught you trustworthiness, respect, loyalty, being the man and not being the fanny bandit. That's one thing they did not play. He said, boy, you ain't gonna, he said, I ain't raising, he said, hey man, he said, I ain't raising boys. He said, I'm raising men. He said, the only ones that get to be feminine in this house is your mom and your sisters. He said, me and Joe be fighting. He said, what are y'all girls? He said, I ain't raising no girls, I'm raising men. And then when you try to be a man, and then you try to go talk to girls, he ain't want you talking to girls. He said, look, son, I remember he told me at one time, he said, look, son, I'm glad you're not gay. He said, I'm glad you don't like boys. He said, but you don't need to be talking to little girls right now. You're too young for that. I said, so what am I supposed to like? What am I supposed to do then? I don't really remember any of these shows, man. I think I watched one episode of Thomas the Train. I watched a little bit of everything. Yeah, Daddy did not play that old fanny band and stuff, man. That's why he would tell us all the time when we got older, and then we would kind of get into it, and then he would kind of scold us. He said, son, he said, what you think was wrong with some of them brothers that go to the church? He said, them brothers ain't men. He said, they got a wife, they got kids. He said, but they soft, son. He said, that's why when I talk to them, they be ready to cry and walk out and not come back. He said, I'm trying to raise y'all not to be like them. He said, you more of a man than them. He's like, nah, man. He said, I ain't raising no sissies. I'm raising men. And I was like, well, I am a man. He said, show me your war face. I said, grrr. Let me see your war face. Ah. Hold up. Shoot. He was like, yeah, I don't want y'all being soft, man. That's why he didn't want us watching some of these shows, because they was doing that with us at school. I remember at school, that's when they was starting to bring in that agenda stuff. They was bringing that agenda stuff, and that's when they was trying to get little niggas to knit and all that. And I remember in 5th grade. 4th grade, we was just kids doing our thing outside, playing basketball and all that. I'm talking about I went to school with kids on the block. It was elementary, but these niggas was from the block. And so we was talking about bread. Every time we make a shot, talking about, hey, yeah, give me my bread, man, give me my cheddar. Like, we was saying words like that, you know what I'm saying? And then we went to 5th grade, and I'm talking about everything changed. They got us knitting, cuh. You hear me? Oh, Cares the Cowley Dog's mama on the chair knitting all day. That's what they had us doing. Boys, black boys, from the hood, black boys. They'll fight you and square up with you, but they got you in there knitting, cuh. What is that? What in the world of white people did they have us doing? Like, bro, they had us out here knitting, dude. Talking about you can knit while we read a story. If that was not the most setup for the gayest thing I ever heard in my life, you can sit there and eat a snack and knit and listen to them read a story. I said, man, we must be white people with money. Because I said, I don't know no niggas in the hood doing this. I don't know no black people doing this. Name the last black man you seen knit something. I don't know none of that. They taught us how to knit, brother. Nigga told us, this woman, my 5th grade teacher, I remember that. She taught us how to knit. And she said, it's just a great way to express yourself, and it's a great craft. So I remember I like learning new stuff. So I would see people knitting scarves and all that. And so I said, oh yeah, show me how. So she got me a pair of knit needles, and then she got me some yarn. That's even gay saying yarn. She got me some yarn, and then they showed you how to knit. And the funny thing is, I still know how to do it. 20 years, nigga, I still know how to knit something. Oh man, that's it's gonna come in handy one day. Y'all thank me later when the end times come and we ain't got no more clothes and I knit y'all a sweater and some socks. Y'all thank me later. Oh yeah, Steve, thank your somewhat suspect side that you know how to knit. Like, you know what? It ain't suspect no more, Steve. You know how to knit. You saved our life. You saved my baby's life from hypothermia with your blanket, nigga. Like, shoot. But nah, they was teaching us how to knit stuff, man. You heard me? And so we was over here knitting little scarves and all that. And so I remember it was Daddy's birthday coming up. It was just the softest yarn. That's homosexual saying it. It's just the softest yarn I've ever seen, bro. It was some light blue. So I was knitting, son. I said, yeah. I said, yeah. I was like, look, Caillou, all little weird nigga. I'm gonna knit daddy a snarf. So I remember I was knitting a snarf. I said snarf, a scarf. And so I remember daddy came home and see me with it. And so mama, she was like, hey, I don't know about this knitting stuff. She said, that's kind of weird. And so daddy came home and I said, look, I'm making daddy something for his birthday. He said, man. The look on his face like he was disappointed. I was like the son, you failed me type look. He looked, he said, man, put that yarn over in my room and don't touch it again. But he took my needles and everything. He said, man, put that over in the room and don't come in here and get this again. He said, daggone, I don't want my son knitting, man. He said, what they doing in that school? Oh my gosh, bro. I didn't really know at the time because I was young, you feel me? So I was like, I just thought it was a great craft to learn because I said we had black kids in our class that was, because I said at the time, surely if black people doing it, it's nothing wrong with it. So I was like, we black, so we all do the same thing. That's when you learn niggas. Don't do what other niggas do. You don't live past 35 doing what niggas do. So I was like, bro, I thought, well, everybody doing it. The hood kids in here doing it, you feel me? Like the boys in here doing it, so it ain't gay. Nah, it ain't gay. Nah, everybody doing it. Got us in here knitting, talking about our feelings. Guys, talk about our feelings, cuz. Knitting scarves, eating oatmeal pie snacks and crumpets and Kipplers, and talking about our feelings. Man, what in the world of England is this, dude? My sister hung out with Cubans at the time. That's when she went to high school. She hung out with Cubans at the time. And so she told the Cubans, she said, yeah, my brother be knitting. And then she said, man, the Cubans was throwing jokes on me. I was in 5th grade, dude, and the Cubans was throwing jokes on me. She said, man, they was like, oh, yeah, this is the gay boy that knits. They said, yeah, he be knitting, cuz. I was like, bro, even the Cubans had jokes for me, cuz. I'm like, dang, I didn't stand a chance. I didn't stand a chance. Had us in there knitting, man. Talking about our feelings, knitting, and going to the counselor's couch to sit down and talk about our feelings, bro. And they was working on us back then. That's why I said they know what they was doing. They had an agenda all back then, bro. They was doing this stuff, man. That's crazy work. It was a thing where I was. Definitely a thing where I was. See, my school was in a kind of nice, it was actually in the nicest area in the city. So we still had a couple of hood kids that went there. That was elementary. After elementary, I went to a hood school, you know what I'm saying? But they had us out there knitting, man. They was like, wow, you can make wonderful scarves. They was like, and they said, next we're gonna teach you how to crochet. Like the nigga that was trying to teach us everything, man. But again, like I said, I did go to school with some of the white people, so my grade averages was better. I was in a pretty good class. And so I was in 5th grade. I was on like 11th grade reading level in the 5th grade. I was smart. I was good at math. I knew my times tables by heart because I studied them so much. Again, that's when I was smart. You know what I'm saying? And I studied everything by heart, man. And I remember I used to have mama quiz me and Stisha quiz me. Stisha had these 2 big old charts of multiplication tables. And I remembered everything by heart. Like I can remember in my head now. I still remember 7 times 7, 49. 7 times 8, I think it's 52. Like it stuck with me so much I can still remember. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how good you is. And then I got to middle school, man. That's why I said I started hanging with the hood kids. And all of that went out the window and I just got dumb. Grades was flunking and everything, bro. I was just bad, you know what I'm saying? And that's what happened when you move around the blacks. Oh, you know, intelligence stuff. Yeah, man. I had to sit there knitting, man. I said, what happened to the little boys playing kickball, being outside playing football, man? Why we in here knitting, man? Talking about our feelings. I remember I almost got rolled up. I almost got rolled up because the nigga had my yarn, dude. I remember that. What's up, Denise? Some dude had my yarn. 2 black dudes. That's why I said, little Diddy Tyke Juniors in the making. Little boy had my yarn because I let him borrow it for his project, and it his scarf. So I said, hey, man, I want my yarn back. This is the soft, fluffy yarn. Diddy Jr.'s in the making, right? I said, hey, I want my yarn back, bro. He didn't want to give it back. So I walked up with a pair of scissors, and I cut his yarn because he was still knitting with it, and I cut it halfway. He got up, man, slammed the desk and walked out. Two niggas, me and him, two niggas, right? No, not no white boy. Me and him, two niggas, right? He got up, man, walked up, bro. I walked up and slammed the desk and walked out. Told the teacher, he cut his yarn, guys. He cut his yarn. Teacher was threatening to write me up, dude. I got in trouble that day. I had to change my card color because I cut his yarn to get my yarn back. But like, man, what in the James Charles is this, dude? I almost got written up for some yarn. You can't make this up, bro. Little buddy from the hood had a temper tantrum because I cut his yarn and took my yarn back. That don't even, bro, what? If anything, you think the little nigga won't square up and fight. He slammed the desk and walked out. I was like, oh, man, that nigga done got to his feelings, but the yarn was so soft he couldn't fight me because his hands were soft. Yeah, go on, man. Remember, his name was Byron. I remember Byron. Oh, little Bluebell Bunny Byron. That's what we were, a little crybaby. Hey, man, that's why. Hey, that was like that when I went to school. We went to school at my first elementary. We was bad. It's hood. It's West End. So West End, Louisville is the worst. So I went to school. I rode the bus with the worst kids. Worst. I learned all the bad words from them. And I was only in like first, second grade. So I remember Stisha and her friends. Stisha hung out with some hood chicks. And so like her friends was hood, straight hood. And so I remember we got into a conflict. Like we was on a bus arguing, throwing jokes. The whole bus is laughing. So it was a little bad nigga on the name Leslie. I remember Leslie, man. That dude, he got written up every day, man. So he told me in my ear, he said, I was laughing so hard because they was throwing jokes. And so he said, hey, tell him you eat D, you know what I'm saying? Like the word. And so I didn't know what that was. I was like, I didn't know what that was, you know what I'm saying? And so I was trying to say it, but I was laughing so hard. And then when I got a chance to say it, everybody was quiet. And I said, you eat blank. And there was, I said, he's cussing. I didn't know it was a cuss word. I didn't know what that was, you feel me? And so I was like, what? I said, dude told me to say it. And they said, do you know what that word means? I said, no. And that's like, well, that's a very bad word. Don't say, because I think I got in trouble when I went home because they told mom and daddy. But they knew I was a kid. They knew I didn't understand. And they said, that's just, that's a word you don't say. Like, don't say it. Yeah. I said, nowadays, some of these girls, you ain't lying. But nowadays, shit, we all got bullied in school. I used to get bullied all the time. I got bullied in elementary, man. My cousin came and beat up the dude that was messing with me. That's the same one daddy whooped. He beat dude up and messing with me. And then I went to middle school. That's how I learned to fight. That's why I can fight, because we had to fight in middle school, man. I had to throw jokes. Jokes what made people fight, and then you had to learn how to fight. So got into a lot of fights, man. A lot of bros, you feel me? Some of them I lost, and then some of them was just kind of like a tie, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna lie, I lost more of the fights than I took, you know what I'm saying? Like, I lost a lot of them. But that's because these dudes was really from the hood, the street. So, of course, they can fight a little good. I mean, I wasn't just getting stomped, but, you know what I'm saying? Like, they was just a little bit more experienced than me, but I got a good licking too, you know what I'm saying? No diddy. Oh. Hold up. Yeah, that's why I said your local school bully now. Yeah, he does flowers now. He does flower bouquets and he draws pictures. He does women's hair now. Hold on. About 5 girls. I ain't never been jumped. That's one thing I can say. I don't think I ever been jumped, but I don't know. I just was one of the lucky ones. Everybody else got jumped. Like, I remember one time, bro, we was on a bus and Joe and this other little dude got into it, man. And so I remember I turned around and they said, Steve, he's choking your brother. I turned around, nigga. Again, Joe was an arrogant kid, so I don't know what he did to set this little boy off, bro. Like, you know how mad you gotta be to strangle somebody. I turned around and this little nigga got Joe by the throat. No, did he? He had Joe, bro. He had his face like he's choking the life out of Joe. Bro, I swear it's clear as day. Joe's hands is up like this. You taking this nigga getting the Holy Spirit like the pastor put his hands on you. Joe's, he's sitting there taking it like he's getting infilled with the Holy Spirit. I'm thinking like, you know, usually when people get choked, they got their hands on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, they try to hit your back. Joe's just sitting there like, I said, bro, the little dude had the meanest face. He's like, I swear he had a face. Buddy had a Travis Hunter face. I was like, bro, what did he do, bro? Like, dang, what did he do to make that nigga that mad? Like, bro, for real. And so I remember I cracked him because I was like, I went into defense mode because I said I was older than the dude. So I went into defense mode and I cracked him and then he let go. And then Joe just said, he's crying. Dude couldn't breathe. I don't know how long he was choking him. But all I knew is they told me turn around and he was already getting choked. So he had to been getting choked for a good 4.5 seconds. So he was gasping for air. Buddy was gasping for air, man. And then after that, because Joe he used to be one of them type, man. Like he still ran his mouth because he was kids. But after a while, I said Joe actually did learn to fight. That's why I said Joe can fight, man. He actually learned how to fight. He would fight all the time, bro. That's the funniest part. Because Joe had hands. I ain't gonna lie, Joe had hands, bro. Like we would be going to the park, man. We getting in fights, you feel me? We used to fight at church, so like we would go to the park and getting in fights. So I remember one time we was playing basketball. We was playing basketball. Now, y'all think I'm bad. Joe was quick to anger. That's why I said Joe was quick to the drop of a dime to fight. That's why I said, like, Joe was one of them people, man. He was like that, but he was like that. Like, he ran his mouth, but he could actually back up what he was saying. Like, he could actually fight, and he could actually be good at the game and whatever he did. Like, he was just one of the type of people that just could do that. You know what I'm saying? So he would make you mad when he was scoring y'all. He would steal the ball from you, you know what I'm saying? And he's talking junk. So everybody wants to fight him. You know, niggas won't fight you or anything. And so, especially when you run your mouth, they definitely won't fight you. So I remember one time, man, we was playing ball, and the homie, he was posted up. I think he was posted up on Joe. I think Joe was going for a layup or something, and I think homie had grabbed him and pulled him down. I said, so Joe fell down. He said, hey, man, he got up to... You know, Joe's left-handed. Joe always had a cold left. I ain't gonna lie. Joe always had the coldest left hand I ever seen, man. Joe, he came, he said, he hit him like 3 days. He said, swap, swap, swap. Oh my gosh, bro. I was like, hey, I said, bro, what did he do, man? He said, nah, man, he grabbed me, man. Joe was ready to fight over anything. That's why I said Joe was a man. Joe was a man at the age of 9, dude. Like, Joe could really fight. Joe was not, he wasn't like no punk, man. Joe really could fight, you know what I'm saying? So he was like a mini Darby, like mini Daddy. He really was, man. Like, Joe was like that. He could really fight, you know what I'm saying? And so we would be getting in fights all the time. Joe was not scared of the drop of a dime to fight anybody, man. I'm talking about Joe would fight anybody, man. He was even trying to fight me. Joe would fight anybody, man. Joe had a heart of a warrior. I ain't gonna lie, man. He had a heart of a warrior at a young age, man. And so I remember there was one time me and Joe started fighting one time. And I ain't gonna lie, Joe cocked me with a cold left one time. I remember I hit him back, but I said he got me with a cold left. It was so cold, I think we was arguing over the video game. It was so cold, man. We started laughing afterwards, and we just went back to playing the game. I remember that clear as day. He hit me first. I think he hit me first. I think I tried to grab it. I pushed him or something. Joe came with a cold left. He said, bow. I ain't gonna lie, he clocked me good too. I ain't gonna lie to you. I even told Joe after that, I said, hey, that was a cold left, man. We started laughing. I said, that was a cold left right there. That's how good we was. We would fight, but we would respect each other. You know what I'm saying? He hit me with the coldest left. He said, bow. So I came back. I said, nah, I'm right-handed. So I said, nah. Bro, we used to fight all the time, bro. Like, for real. That's why I say, y'all think Joe's sweet, bro. Joe has a temper, man. That's why I said, he probably don't know more, but Joe had a temper, man. Like, you just didn't see him. Imagine what Daddy do on the stage, and that's what Joe was. Joe was like, how I talk, that's how Joe talk, man. Just like that. So he talk, but the thing is, when Joe's mad, I know I'm funny when I'm mad, but Joe was funnier when he was mad because it's the stuff that he was saying, and Joe he has a funny bone. Like, some people, Joe's funnier than me. So he has a funny bone when he talks. And so when he get mad, you don't really expect him to do that. So when he get mad, Joe starts doing a lot of that. He starts doing a lot of fingers. And so he get mad. Joe looks down at the ground when he starts talking. He's like, nah, man, see, the problem is. Hey, man, that's why I said, me and Joe used to fight all the time. We always have to fight because him, man, he be starting stuff, man. So we would fight for fun. I told him, I said, hey man, get a couple of your homies after school, man. We go squabble in the parking lot. We did that. We would squabble in the parking lot, bro. We was just fighting. Oh my gosh, bro. Nah, he was like that, man. That's why I said, like, I know I'm kind of like that. I mean, I've always been like that, but I have to kind of bring it out now because people keep messing with me. But Joe was like that his whole life growing up, you know what I'm saying? Like, he can still be like that. Don't get it twisted. Joe can still have it. Like, he's just more calm and reserved now, but he can get like that, you know what I'm saying? That's why I said Joe's taller than me now. Like, Joe's a little taller than me. He weigh a little more now, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, Joe's a pretty big dude, you know what I'm saying? He can get like that. That's why I said we all kind of had to do that growing up, man, you know what I'm saying? And that's all we did was fight. We fought each other. You know, we fought at school. You know what I'm saying? We fought in the neighborhood because of where we was. You know what I'm saying? Like, so Joe would get in trouble all the time, man, going to school fighting. You know what I'm saying? Oh my gosh, bro. We got into so much trouble, man. And so, I remember that was when I got pulled out of school in 8th grade. I remember that because I was the worst little nigga, man. I'm talking about, bro. I ran to school with my homie, man. He went to our church too, so he was already getting in trouble. He's his people's bloods in him, you know what I'm saying? So he was documented blood member, you know what I'm saying? And so I think I was like 2 years older than him, about a year or 2 years older than him. I remember his name Trey, man. We still cool. Shout out to Trey, man. That's my homie. But we was cool when we ran to school. We was getting in fights with each other and just doing all of it. We was terrible, man. And so Daddy always told me, he said, son, he said, when you go to school, don't hang with dude. He said, I don't want you around dude because he's getting in trouble. I don't want you being in that situation, you know. And so I was like, well, nah, he's cool. He said, nah, son. He said, I don't want you going to school with him because he gonna get you in trouble. And so I would come home. He said, hey, man. He said, are you hanging around him at school? And I was like, yeah. Because at the time, I was in my rebellious phase. So I said, Daddy don't tell me nothing. I said, oh, again, I thought Daddy was just old man. I said, that's that old man talk. You know what I'm saying? That's that old church talk. That's what we thought. I was like, that's that old man, old church talk. That's what he do. You know, he just be talking. You know what I'm saying? He said, hey, man, what I tell you about hanging with dude? I was like, you can't tell me who to hang with in school. I said, I'm hanging with him because I want to. You know what I'm saying? And so he was like, you know what, man? He said, he going to get you in trouble. He said, don't be around him because he's going to get in trouble, dude. I don't want you like him. So I went to school again, hanging with him, fighting. And the report card day came, January 2008. Never forget, bro. Cold as winter day outside, bro. I remember. January 2008. Came home, boy. I told you, Daddy was so pissed. He seen that report card. He was so mad. He sat down and took his hat off. He said, son, he said, son, first he started off calm. Then he got mad. He said, my son, if graduation day was today, you wouldn't be graduating. He said, son. He turned around and said, oh, bow. He said, nigga, bow. I said, dang, good. And that was the day he told me, he said, man, get out there. He said, go. He said, go live on the corner. I was like, I don't want to live on the corner. My face is still like sore. I was like, I want to live on the corner. Nah, it's cold out there. Like, I want to live on the corner. And so, what did he say, man? Oh, yeah, then I got pulled out. So then what he did was what did he do? So after that, old boy was out in the streets getting in trouble, man. So he got locked up because he shot somebody. He shot somebody with an AK, man. I remember that. Like, I think a year or two after that. And because he went to another city. Somehow he got off. I don't know if he got a slap on the wrist, because I don't know how you get a slap on the wrist shooting somebody with an AK. But he got off and shot somebody with an AK. And no, he shot into a crowd. I think he hit a couple of people, you feel me? Like, he was really getting into real trouble, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? But he thought he was real gangster because he could do that, because he got locked up a couple of times until Daddy squared him up. His gangster went out the window. He said, nah, man, I ain't say that. Niggas phony, bro. He said, nah, man, I ain't do taller. Daddy, he said, you got something to say to me, boy? He said, man, I ain't say that. I said, nah, AK-47, take AK-47, where you at, good? I said, nah, you was gangster a minute ago. Like, nah, come on, here's your chance. It's an old man, come talk to him. He ain't want no smoke. He didn't care about the young G's. He didn't want no smoke with the OGs. Like, he didn't want that, because he knew Daddy was real, you feel me? Hold on, 1 second, y'all. Anyways. You hear me? Yeah, so after that, we got homeschool, man. We had the worst. Oh, I hated that curriculum, dude. That curriculum sucked. Oh, man, I hated that, dude. And Mama was the teacher. Mama is the worst teacher in the world, man. Like, she'll stand over your shoulder and will literally be hollering in your ear. If Johnny got 3 apples and he gives 2, how many? Like, mama's that type, man. Wrong, wrong. Like, she's literally like, she was like Rochelle from Everybody Hate Chris. I promise you, mama was the same way, man. Worst. Like, mama's cool now, but at the time, I'm talking about mama was like the worst. Like, bro, oh my gosh, man. Like, dude, she would talk your ear off. Daddy would scold you, but mama would just talk, man. Like, for real. So it was the worst, man. Like, I did not like being around either one of them growing up, bro. I didn't. I really didn't, bro. Oh man, it's hot. But yeah, man, it was some good times, man, growing up, you feel me? But like I said, on Homeboy, man, he was getting locked up left and right, you feel me? Like, the Homeboy, he got shot a couple of times. He been shot on multiple occasions, you feel me? And so, you know, his people stopped coming to our church or whatever and stuff. And so, but Daddy loved that dude, man, because even though good night, LB, but Daddy loved that dude because he was like, you know, I guess he can kind of see him like when he was younger, you know what I'm saying? And so after he squared him up one time, old buddy went back to his hometown. He came back, and one day he did come back, like I think a couple of months later. And so Daddy told him it was a Wednesday night service. So he said, hey man, come here. So I'm thinking Daddy about to square him up again. He said, what's up, dude? You know, he was dabbing up, what's up, man? You all right, man? And so dude was just chatting up with him. And so after service, he said a prayer for him. He said, hey man. He was like, and he just, you know, Daddy was a man. He just prayed for him. He said, hey man. He said, God touched his heart. And he said, God, let him know that he's loved. I'm talking about this dude. It's supposed to be a gangster. Blood, he's a blood, right? Dude crying. Daddy went up, gave him a hug, man. Dude was over there crying, man. Like, literally. I'm talking about, I don't know another man that can give you like that real type of love that could make you do that. Like, Daddy had that man crying, you feel me? He said, Lord, let him know he's loved, man. He said, let him know that he got a family here that he's loved, you feel me? Show the love of God to everything to that man. That boy crying, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, dang, man, you know, I felt like that he was, because at first when he was younger, when they went to our church, we was kids, you know what I'm saying? And he was on fire for God, man. He was on fire for God, bro. He was doing the right thing. He was doing good. You know what I'm saying? Like, he loved Christian rap. He loved doing the right thing. He loved coming to youth ministry. He loved praying. He loved all that, man, until he gets older. You get around that wrong environment, man. And then look what happens, you know what I'm saying? And so he ran to the streets, you know what I'm saying? Then I was hanging with him, and so I was getting influenced by what he was doing, you feel me? And then we always lived there, so I was like, you know, it was kind of like both ways you was getting influenced by that, you know? And I was just like, dang, man. So I chopped it up with him. I ain't talked to him in a while, but I last chopped it up with him, I think, back in 2021, 2022. Like, we still follow each other, we cool. But, like, I ain't said nothing to him in a minute. But then I did talk to him a while back, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's, you know, he's doing his thing. He's cool, you know what I'm saying? And so I said, yeah, man, I ain't seen y'all homies in a minute, man. We all grown now. We was kids. We grew up together, you know what I'm saying? But now we all grown, you feel me? Like, we all doing our thing. He got kids, and then his brother and them got kids, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody just, you know, everybody's older, man, doing their thing, you feel me? So yeah, man, you know, childhood's a good thing, you know what I'm saying? That's why I said I miss a lot of my childhood, you know what I'm saying? Those days were definitely golden. They were really, you know, I don't know. Just watching that today, man, seeing that, I was like, bro, I miss the old bananas and pajamas, man. I miss that, bro. Because again, it was more simple. We ain't had to pay bills growing up. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't had no responsibilities like that until we had the church. And that's when we started at a young age. We did have responsibility. But, you know, like, I mean, I didn't know at the time we were struggling because we were kids. You know, we was young. I said, but as you get older now, you understand you know, what your parents had to go through at that time. It's like, yeah, it was all fun and Disney Channel for us. I said, but for them, mom and daddy was going through it, man. They really was, you know what I'm saying? And she said, y'all know around that time, she said, we were struggling. She said, we almost got put out. Like, real talk. She was like, no, we almost got put out. That's why she was telling the stories at church when she's preaching. And I said, bro, I remember that. I said, dang, bro, I remember that time. I didn't know we was going through that. When he bought me my cake for my birthday, you feel me? And that was my, how old was I, man? I was like, 6 or 7? And I remember my favorite thing in the world was Buzz Lightyear, man. I loved Buzz Lightyear. I loved the Toy Story, all of that, man. That was my favorite movie of all time. Like, I watched that movie almost every day. And I remember, we had McDonald's. I came home from school, I had McDonald's, and I got a lemon cake. And so I got the Buzz Lightyear movie, the VHS tape, the cassette tape, or the VHS tape, whatever. And it came in a shiny case, I remember. And wasn't no renting, we bought it. And he was like, yeah, this is for you. And I was thinking at the time, I said, oh, I'm so happy. I said, thank Dad. I said, I'm so happy, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't know 20 years later when Mama told that story, she was preaching at church and she told that story, and I didn't even know. And I said, I didn't ask about the story in 20 years. I didn't bring it up in 20 years. And she said, at that time we were struggling. She said, Daddy took his last 20 bucks He took his last $20 and said, I'm gonna use this to get my son something nice for his birthday. They last $20 he took and bought me a cake, bought the McDonald's, and bought me that Buzz Lightyear tape. I remember that. I was sitting on, I was at church. I was sitting on the phone. I was like, I wasn't expecting her to say that. And I was like, bro, I almost started weeping. Like, all the memories came back. I said, bro, I did not know we was in a financial struggle at the time. I didn't know that because we was kids. We didn't know what money was. We didn't know what bills and all that. We just thought everything was free. You know what I'm saying? And I said, that brought back, it made me have a appreciation of, you know what I'm saying, like what your parents had to deal with, what they had to go through. You know what I'm saying? Like, he took his last 20, man. And that's why they always kept saying when we grew up, they said, don't ever say I ain't never did nothing for you. And you know, when you're a snob, you're like, man, please. Like, y'all always say that. But then when you look, it's like, no, like, look what they did, man. They gave up their life, man, to make sure you had one. Like, they gave their last $20, man, to make sure y'all ate. You know what I'm saying? Daddy talking about it. I remember we used to go pick Daddy up from work. Daddy would always come home covered in drywall. He's covered in, he would wear the little construction jumpsuit. He would come home with bleeding. He done cut himself at the job, hurt himself at the job. And he would be preaching up there. He said, man, I was out there shoveling this hole out there, man. He said, I was out there because he was good at what he did. He said he worked for some racist white dudes, man. He said they was using him to train the Mexicans. After they trained the Mexicans, they fired him because they could pay them cheaper. That's what he said they did. He was making too much money. They didn't like that he was making more money almost than them. And so they got him to train the Mexicans. And he said they paid them less and then fired him. And pretty much, you know, use you. You know what I'm saying? He said they was out there racist. He said they out there watching me out there by myself, shoveling. He said I shoveled so hard, man, I broke my pinky. He said I was still out there shoveling. He said I ain't care that my pinky was broke. He said I was still out there shoveling, man. He said, because I got a family. He said, I got a family to take care of. I got my wife and my kids, man. I got to go home and take care of. He said, I went out there as a man, happy to hurt myself and my family. That's what I said in one of my first vlogs. I said, if you know anything about Darby, I said he was happy to hurt himself over his family, man, because he knew what he was doing and what he was doing it for. And that's why I kept saying in my first videos, know what you're doing and what you're doing it for. That's the whole purpose of doing what you're doing, right? When you know you're doing it for your family, you can't tell a working man or a working woman that they got a family what to do. They will gladly give up every 24 hours of their day to help their kids, to help their wife, husband, whatever they got. You feel me? There ain't nothing you wouldn't do for your kids and your wife or your husband or whoever. And that's why I said, see, that was back in the era where people were real, where a man could be a man, where a man wasn't on my phone calling me every freaking 1.5 days because I don't want to talk to this old weird nigga. That's what it was. Darby wasn't on people's phones, calling them from the pay phone, looking at their page to see if they called back. He didn't care about that, man. He was a man. His homeboys didn't hit him up on the phone every freaking day. He wasn't mad because of, yeah, man, well, you know, my best friend ain't hit me up, man. Like, you know, I made time from my wife to hang with you. Dude didn't care about that. Daddy hung with his boys, man, but he hung with his family more. He was always home, man. That man ain't never stayed out late. He ain't never came in the house late, man, unless he was working. Or unless he was out getting food. He didn't go nowhere late night with the boys, man. He was at home with his wife. Every time Daddy came home late, it was because he was getting off work. I remember. Wasn't no out fun day for himself or he's going out of town with the fellas. He came home late because he was working. That man was business all day, every day. That man worked, woke up and slept business. That's all he did. It was a safe environment, man. Mama knew she didn't have to go out there and worry about her getting cheated on. Daddy never messed around, man. Never looked at other women, never talked to other women, never had women behind his back. None of that, man. Wasn't none of that going on. He was a man. Cared about his wife and his family, dude. He did everything he did out of love. Because that man loved God. And because he loved God, he loved his wife. And he loved his kids and everything that came with it. Well, that dude was a man, you feel me? You know what I miss about the 90s? People were real. Wasn't no snaking, slipping, conniving, weird $2 text messages, leaving voicemails and calling your phone 15 times because you ain't answered the first 2 times when they call you. What none of that. You can walk up and get to know people. Walk up and get to, you know what I'm saying? If you went to a bar or a club or on the street. Hey, man, it's good to see you. Hey, girl, I thought you was cute. You know, hey, you know, can I have, you want to know, put your number in my phone, write down your number on the note. Memorize my number and then go home and call me. That's what it was. It's all stuff nowadays, man. That's why I say these old fruitcakes. These old niggas, you know what they are? A tutti frutti. That's what they are. These niggas is tutti fruities out here. Oh, Rudies. That's what they is. Keep on calling nigga phone, man. They know you don't do not disturb. No, you don't want to talk to people, and they still keep blowing your phone up. They didn't do this back in the 90s or the 2000s. They didn't do this. I don't even think past 2017 Negroes did this. Ever since 2018 on up, I'll start seeing that. I said, man, these men have changed a whole lot. That's when women really start complaining about a lot of men. Because ever since 2018 on up, they changed, bro. Niggas have changed. That's what I miss about the 90s, about childhood. You know, we all did it when we was younger. You know what I'm saying? You seen TV shows or cartoons, and then even we did it as kids. You remember the no girls allowed? Remember we would put that on our doors. I would hang with the bros and be like, girls, ew, no girls allowed. This is for boys only. And girls would be like, no boys allowed. This is for girls only. We didn't, you know, remember us boys and girls didn't like each other. It was always a war when we was young. It was like, boys are better. No, girls are better. You know what I'm saying? It was like, no, boys are only over here. No, girls only over here. Remember we did that? Until we got older. Until things start maturing and you get older and you like, oh, you know, you understand. Because again, you know, you understand like the law of attraction. Opposites do attract. She's no longer a little girl, she a woman. And I'm no longer a little boy, I'm a man. You feel me? These niggas ain't never changed. That's why they want to know no girls allowed. I remember last year, that's when I first went on my journey, when I first started doing the channel. And a group of these niggas was having some little house get together, some little apartment party. All men. All men. Keep in mind, I think it was up here around this area one day. This is the area with all women. It's more women over here than anybody. You thinking they going to have a pool party? There's going to be women out there. They got women. This nigga said, don't bring your girlfriends. He told these niggas, don't bring no girls, don't bring your girlfriends, only men. These niggas in there sitting on the couch playing PlayStation, all up on each other, eating barbecue. I said, what in the Zest Fest is this? They asked me, did I want to come? I said, at the time, I didn't want to be around nobody. So I said, no, I don't want to go. And I said, I definitely wouldn't have went to that anyways. What type of nigga tell you don't bring your girlfriend? Like, why? What you trying to do? I said, yeah, that was all up on the chat. That was one nigga there, he's sweet. He was known to be sweet. And they said, yeah, he was all up on dude. I said, yeah, that's why he said don't bring your girlfriends. That's why you should have. Buddy wanted to have an all-you-can-eat buffet. A Brazilian sausage fest. That's what he wanted. I've been seeing this thing where they said rappers before. Somebody did a funny skit. They said rappers before they take a record deal. They dress in their hood dressing, sagging their pants. They got on hood attire, you know what I'm saying, looking from the streets, like kind of how I look. They said rappers not to sign the record deal. They showing Lil Uzi wearing dresses and skirts and purses. Just don't sign the record deal. That's why I say it used to be back in the day, man. The style might have been cheesy, but them niggas was men, man. Tupac them was men. I ain't never liked that nigga music, but that nigga was a man. Yeah, real niggas like Suge Knight them. You feel me? Coolio then was a man, man. DMX was a man. Man, you got Lil Uzi. Who is he? Stuff crazy, man. I just personally ain't never liked pop music. I ain't never liked this music. I don't like West Coast music. But Pac was a man. That's why I said the fact that Pac was a man versus nowadays, like, bro, who's these little sissy niggas? Nobody wants to listen to them. This was out of definition of a girl, like, but these niggas ain't men. That's why I miss the 90s, man, because like I said, the 90s people were more real. The women were more real. The music, it wasn't always the best, because nowadays the sound is better, like the effects are better. But I said, but the music was real. Every couple of years, the music changes to where you get better hi-hats, 808s, drums, all of that, you know what I'm saying? Back then, it sounded a little cheap because, again, that was the time era back then. But I said, but the music was authentic. Authentic. You had to be able to rap. That's why I said you ain't passing the good old throwbacks, man. You ain't getting rid of no Coolio, man. Like, Coolio was that nigga. But no song's better than I Got Five on it and the Gangsta's Paradise, man, because that was like real music. And nowadays the music gets put out for 4 to 5 months and it's old because they play it like freaking 30 times a day. It's old now. Nobody wants to listen to that. I said, people be weird. That's what I miss about childhood. You got real talent, man. Real music, cartoons, TV shows, all of that was different. You know what I'm saying? And every year it just gets dumber and dumber. Stuff gets worse and worse, man. There's a bunch of clowns now, man. Bunch of weirdos. So I said people back then knew more what they want. People knew about relationships. They knew if they liked you, if they didn't like you. People didn't really waste their time like that. I mean, you had a couple of people that did what they did, but I said everybody was better because it wasn't no social media. Didn't no nigga have no trust issues. Wasn't niggas wanting to know you one minute, then they mad at you the next minute, don't want to know you, trying to run you off because they scared or they got a problem. Well, it wasn't that stuff, man. Wasn't no men like players that much like that, you feel me? Wasn't nobody ever in their feelings too much. People didn't care about feelings like that back then, man. They cared about realness, solution. Then we got people every 5 minutes, man, all they do is cry and just all over the place and moan, you don't like me and you got a problem with me. It's always something like that, man. Wasn't none of that. Everybody's so daggone insecure, man. It's fights all the time. People got issues, problems. The dating game is extremely hard nowadays. Girls be all type of fake, man. You don't know if that's a girl or Tyrannosaurus Rex. A whole monkey under that wig, man. You don't know who this nigga is. You'll be looking like walking Great Danes, dude. The niggas now is getting height surgery because they don't like the fact that they a little shorter. Dude went from 5'11" to a half to 6 foot. You could just kept yourself like that, cuz. Crazy. Women back then was beautiful, man. They look like somebody's auntie, man. Look like somebody's uncle. And you a woman. Be having 5 o'clock shadow, cuz. Like, take off that wig, boy. It is hot. It is hot. Like, boy, there's a whole daggone steam coming over. Like, girl, that look like the, you know, you lift up the mattress and you see the lint and stuff under. That's what that look like, nigga. Nigga look like a whole. Me the ones wanting to talk, man. I talk about period up. Like, nigga, I ain't fighting with no random period. I just said, he gonna buy me Gucci as I asked for it. Like, you know. That's why I said niggas be falling for that. I seen some ugly little nigga. She said, a nigga gotta have 50, bruh. This whoremonger, because that's what she was. She said, a nigga gotta have $50,000 a month for me. Not he makes $50,000 a month. Not he got 50,000 saved. He gotta have 50,000 a month for her. That's what he said. And people was looking, they said, bro, what? She said, yeah, he gotta be able to get this money. And so they said, you know, the only people that make $50,000 a month or a week or whatever she said. We don't matter how much. You $50,000 total. The only people that get that kind of money is drug dealers, and some of them probably don't even get that type of money. So she said, he ain't necessarily got to sell drugs on them, but this nigga, how you gonna get the money? Because I know you ain't talking about no millionaire. No dude that worked hard for his entrepreneurship, and he's gonna pay you. I said, you talking about you want like a Pablo Escobar or something? And so they told her on a talk show, they said, what's wrong with him working at Burger King making his money? Nah, I can't get a nigga that work at Burger King. They said, but he's making money though. She said, nah, but it ain't the money that I want. She wasn't that cute. And even if she was, I mean, even if she was, it ain't working. But this nigga, if you took a rag and wiped her face, and you seen this nigga, that nigga look like Pepe the Frog, man. The little green frog meme. Nigga already had, like, bruh, she had on a short cut, but it was, she, you know how people have like their hair, like the short hair, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you think it's like the original cut. That nigga had on a short weave. How in the world you got on a short flat weave? And she talking about you got to make 50 grand a month. I know every nigga from here to Cancun to Timbuktu has touched you. And you talking about nigga got to have 50 grand. What have you done for 50 grand? I said, I don't even care if I got Jeff Bezos money. I wouldn't give you 50 grand for nothing. I wouldn't even pay 50 grand to save my own life. I wouldn't pay 50 grand to save mine or your life. I wouldn't pay 50 grand to save everybody in Africa. So the fact that you think that I'm going to pay you 50 grand. What type of Sherm and weed you been smoking? I said, yep, I know whose mama dropped them and Randy KO'd them when they was a kid. Because, yo, you sure is stupid. They really think you gonna pay them 50 grand. I said, I don't know how people pay for hits. I'm not paying you 10 grand to whack somebody when I can whack them myself for free. That saves the no face, no case. Because then if I pay you to do it, I gotta whack you because I don't want you to talk. If they catch you or you get redeemed one day, you're gonna want to talk. I can't allow you to talk. So now I gotta get rid of you. Like, so I might as well just do it myself. I'm talking about 30,000 for a hit. Boy, I'll whack you and then keep my 30,000 to myself. Like, I ain't paying you, I'm paying nobody nothing. Said 50,000. And I said, you know the funny thing, I told mom, I said, Mama, you know the funny thing about it is, I said, as crazy as that sounds, I said, there's gonna be a nigga out there to do it. That's why I said these women are not dumb. They're not stupid no more. They know, as crazy as they might sound, some man is gonna do it. Whether it be some old white man or it be some incel that might have a life saving saved up. I said, Mama, somebody gonna do it. There ain't nothing that a nigga ain't did nothing. A woman say whatever, and nigga gonna do it. As I said, I don't like nobody, so I'm like, girl, I don't care how much in love you is. I'm like, girl, I wouldn't give you a blood transfusion, let alone $50,000. You better be glad I picked you up for a date, let alone pay $50,000. I didn't charge you gas money coming on the other side of the city where you live at. It's up to me. You be catching a bus. You talking about $50,000, nigga? I said, girl, I would not even pay $50,000 to save my own life. Boy, you better pull that plug. I ain't paying that. Talking about a helicopter come get me, boy. You better let me rest in peace where I'm at. It's my, like, nah, I'm good. They talking about, yeah, we gonna send a helicopter. I get up walking. I said, sir, nah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I couldn't walk at first. Yeah, praise the Lord. I walked down. Yeah, nigga. $50,000. Well, please. Done made that up. Hold on, y'all. One second. Hold on. Talking about $50,000. Boy, you done made that up. But I said, that's some whack, weak man that's gonna go out here and do it. They gonna go out here and do it. These niggas done got desperate. Wasn't no desperate niggas back in the 90s. And if it was, it wasn't that much. There was no such thing as OnlyFans. There was no such thing as premium subscriptions, none of that. Wasn't no such thing as that. You gotta get it how you live it and live it how you get it. You gotta walk up to a woman and hope she find you attractive. Or either hope that she's really stupid that she don't see past the red lines with you. Got all this catfish going on now. I seen old weird, there's always these old weird dumb niggas. That's why I said this is what happened when a man don't control himself either. Because women bad at this, but ain't nothing worse than a man when he do it. This old little black nerd. He was mad because women, this nigga was lying to them on his profile. He photoshopped his face on a dude with a fit body. The nigga was short, a twig, a little bitty twig from a big branch or something. That's what he was. And he got mad because women didn't accept him for being him. And they was like, bro, you lied. They always want to compare this to women. Well, women lie all the time. Why did they give you an excuse to lie? Like, not the women that you trying to talk to, they didn't lie to you. Like, bro, what is your issue with women? So then he went on there. He said, I'm going to get revenge on women. This is a black dude, right? The stuff they say black people never do, they starting to do this now. He said, I'm going to get revenge on women because they rejected me. He said, all bad things that ever happen to women deserve to happen to them because they reject a nice guy like me. The nigga said that. He said women deserve to be R-worded for rejecting nice guys like him. What woman? It makes sense now why you ain't got a woman. Women are terrified that this is the type of dude they were going to hook up with or they were going to date. And you talking this way? I said, bro, you sound like one of them white boys. That's why I said it's not a white people thing no more. It's a nigga thing too. It's like it's anybody that can't deal with their life, man. This is what they do. A dude get rejected because a girl didn't give him his number. He pull out a gun and start shooting at him. On video. How rejected you got to be to start busting caps at somebody because they didn't give you their number? He put a whole new man into lady killer. He's literally trying to kill a lady. I said that's not attractive, cuz. That's why I said these old fools is trying to set some woman. I seen that, man. Some dude tried to shoot his girlfriend. He was mad, tried to shoot her for some petty reason. The nigga shot himself. That's why I said it's funny how God worked. God had used up everything that she was trying to do against you. It was. I think they was in the car. He pulled out his gun trying to shoot her. The gun somehow backfired. And he shot himself, and I think he killed himself. Look at this idiot. This is a murder turned to suicide. See, that's the stuff I laugh at, because I'm like, no, you deserve that. When you do stuff like that, I don't have no sympathy for you. You deserve that. Buddy, you know, most people have to worry about them getting killed one day. Nobody ever thinks they're going to accidentally kill themselves. Hey, good. If he, I don't know, I think he died from it. If he didn't, I said, that's going to be one crazy story to tell in the pen. When you go to the penitentiary, they gonna make you into a woman when they figure out what you in there for, and that you couldn't even do the job right. You try. They like, well, so hold on, homie. You try to shoot your girl. You shot yourself. But they gonna have a field day with making you a woman in there. They like, he ain't no real man. He ain't no real killer neither, man. Like, I told you about the dude. It was a story over in Argentina. A dude tried to throw his wife off the balcony, and I think he threw her from like 8 to 9 stories up. Like, she was high up. He threw her off the balcony, cuz. And by the grace of God, she landed in some power lines. And you know, usually if you get on power lines, you get electrocuted, fried, and stuff. It didn't happen to her. She got tangled in the power lines. They said this. They said, I told that story before. They said him. They said the nigga was so mad. He tried to people's elbow off of her, bro. The man jumped off the ledge, bro. He jumped off the ledge to finish her off. I said, bro, what did she do? If she's that like you that desperate to kill her. They said he jumped off the top balcony, bro. 9 stories up, trying to finish her off. They said the nigga missed the whole power line and splatted. Oh my gosh, bro. I said, and then they said his wife was able to climb from the power line up to a nearby balcony, and she lived. I said, oh man. I said, look at God. What God doing? I said, yeah, look at you. What you meant for evil, God turned to good. Look, I said, look, the problem has resolved itself. Look at him. Yep. One of them Looney Tunes. You know how they splat. Buddy had one of them Wile E. Coyote signs. He said, uh-oh. He froze mid-air. Uh-oh. Meow. Bow. People that I feel sorry for the people that had to clean up the mess. I'm like, oh man, look at this guy. Now they cleaned up. Did you hear? He tried to throw his wife out the window. Yep. That's one of them type of scenes that detectives show up to. He just shows up with his pipe. Well, boys, case solved. Man, bro, the problem is taking care of itself, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. I told you, man, watch how you treat your woman. And God will humble you real quick. But he tried to shoot his girlfriend. God said, hold on, man, that's my daughter. As soon as he pulled the trigger, God said, you know what, man, reverse. Pow. Yeah, buddy. That's why I say you better watch it, boy. So you better watch how you treat people, man. You never know, man. God just might have favor on certain people. That's why I said dudes be talking crazy about a woman preacher, women can't preach. And I said, God might just use me to knock you out. Yeah, mama said knock you out. I sure did. Shoot. Shoot, he used daggone Samson to kill 1,000 Philistines. Shoot, he'll use me to knock out 1,000 niggas. I said, God, make me your end-time punisher. I'll be it. Starting with the Hebrew Israelites. Yeah, I got all their numbers. Come here. The ultimate fader. I'll be over at Blaster Combo. Sure you can. Ultimate Combo. Combo breaker. I'll Hadoken all these fools out here. Don't be a purple robe salad tossing freak, man. Do something with your life, man. Stop being mad at women. Before God make a whole epidemic of women pastors. Yeah, it's your nightmare. Yeah, women pastors. You better pray to the Lord he don't put me in power, because the first thing I'm doing is getting you niggas off the corner. I'm dealing with white folk and I'm dealing with you. I told you, y'all all gonna be my slaves, man. A few of y'all gonna be house niggas, and a few of y'all gonna be field niggas, and a few of y'all just gonna be nigga niggas. Just gonna be there just to be a nigga, just stand there. I'ma sell y'all. Shoot. I tell you, you wanna stand on the corner? Let me show you what you good on standing on the corner for. Let me show you what's up. I'ma show you what's good. I'ma turn y'all into Figueroa Street. I'ma tell you niggas in the Figueroa Street, cuz. Hold on. Yeah, show you where it's good at what it really do. Be out there and make my money, man. Nobody playing with you niggas. Oh. But my stand keep breaking. Hold on, y'all. My stand keep breaking. Can y'all still hear me? Hold on. It's the Ray Gun Black Ops 2 zombies. Hold on. I don't want to use my pistola. I mean, no, that ain't Pimp Daddy Steve. It's Trick Daddy Steve. It's Trick Daddy Steve. That's what it is. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. 1 second. Let me get with something real quick. Hold on. Anyways. Yeah. So what's good? What it do? Where it really do at? I forgot what we talking about. What was you talking about, y'all? Said something about slaves, and I said something about Trick Daddy, and then, you know. Ouch. But yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I miss the 90s, man. I miss when people were just real, you know what I'm saying? And I said, that's what's wrong there. We got an epidemic of niggas that can't be real men, you know what I'm saying? So dudes won't act grown, man. That's why I said, oh, homeboy, man, like, the other homie called me today, man. They was having like a little get together. I didn't get a chance because I was on live stream. So I said, nah, I ain't gonna be able to go over it today, cuz, you know what I'm saying? But I told him, I said, hey, man, you talked to dude lately? He said, no. I said, well, bro, go talk to this nigga. I said, because he keep calling me, man. He keep messing with me. He said, what's he want? I said, bro, this nigga trying to move in. He said, bro, he said, hey, yo, man, it's gay. I said, no, right? That's right. I know, thank you, right? He said, bro, I didn't know homie was like that. I said, bro, he been like that. I said, he's just coming out the closet now. He's coming out the woodwork. I said, but he don't know how to just stop, man. He's like, well, he don't call me. I said, I know he don't call you, man, because he's not attracted to you. The boy tried to double down on that. Like, I'm going to call you to see if I can. I ain't say nothing. He going to call me and see if he can move in. Like, imagine, ladies, imagine y'all talking to a guy. He's like, oh, yeah, I live with one of my guy friends or something. Like, again, there's nothing wrong with a roommate. You know what I'm saying? But It's the way if it comes off like that. It's like it'd be one thing if it was a 2-bedroom, like a college dorm. I usually got like a 2-bedroom college dorm, but when it's a 1-bedroom place, it's technically considered a studio apartment. It's just a small. It just has a bedroom, so they consider like a small bedroom, one studio apartment. You know what I'm saying? And homeboy he think he gonna move in there. That means he ain't got no room. That means he gonna be sleeping in the front room on my couch. I don't feel comfortable if I don't got my own room. I gotta be in my own space, man. I don't want to be in the middle of where everybody else can walk at and everybody else is disturbing me, waking me up while I'm asleep. I said I gotta be in my own room, my own space. So the fact that somebody is okay with just, because again, I think sometimes, man, niggas is like it. It's like, oh yeah, it's cool. It's like, no, it ain't cool. It's not cool. I don't live like that. You might be okay with that, and maybe some people, it's nothing wrong with that to them. I said, there's something wrong with that to me. I don't like that. I'll never like sharing stuff. That's why every time Daddy gave us something to share, I just gave it to Joe them. Every time Daddy gave us something to split to eat, I just gave it to them. I'm like, if I can't have the whole thing, I said, I don't even want it. If I got to split a piece of cake with you, then what's the point of splitting a freaking cake? Just eat it then. I don't even want it. So that's why a lot of times Joe or Hannah or Stisha would just have my share. I'm like, if we got to split this, I don't even want it. Because I can't even enjoy it. All you're going to have is like one bite. I would rather go buy you your own and have my own. I'm like, I don't want to split nothing with nobody else, man. You hear me? I'm trying to split nothing, man. That's why I said people just be, I don't know, man. They didn't do this stuff back then, man. Like, it'd be one thing, like I said, you see back in the days, you know what I'm saying, with Martin, he would have everybody come over all the time. Like, they was cool like that. You feel me? You might see an episode of Friends or Seinfeld where they would come over and they didn't have an issue with that because people were more normal back then. I said, nowadays, they're not normal. People just weird. And now the men are thinking that they're entitled to you, let them in their house or let you in their house, your house or whatever. Everything a freaking issue. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I missed about the old days, man, was that men didn't do this. And then, women have always been women. It's always been problems. I said, but it wasn't like it is now. That's why I told Mama, Mama been out the dating game for a long time. And she was like, I don't know how people be doing this stuff nowadays. I said, yeah, Mama, because back then y'all had morals. I said, y'all knew what y'all wanted. I said, people don't know what they want no more. That's because back then when y'all get in relationships, y'all would at least be with each other for more than daggone a year or two. I said, Mama, people can't even be with each other for like 2 days now. People be laughing in your face, swear they love you, swear they like you, and then the next day they don't even know you. And sometimes you women are bad at that too. That's why I said I call out the men, but sometimes y'all women just as bad. That's why I'm like, I get on y'all case too. Because again, I'm not biased. They'll do that. They'll be, oh, I like you today, and then tomorrow they mad at you. I want to be with you today, and then tomorrow we need space. I don't like you no more, and you did this, and you know what I'm saying, my ex, and it's always something like that. I said people don't. I don't know if they know if they won't, or they just whatever. Which again, it's normal. But it's the way that people deal with situations, man, because they don't deal with their life, they put it on you. Back then, women had enough morals and respect to be like, we ain't doing that. That's why Mama told me, she said back in the day, she said a lot of this stuff, she said, we didn't do that. She said, as wild as everybody is nowadays, she said, we was not like that. She said, we had a little bit more respect back then. She said, nowadays, these girls will do daggone whatever. You know what I'm saying? She said that's why a lot of the dudes like to mess with the white girls, because the white girls was the only ones that never told you no. And white girls will never tell you no. So that's why a lot of them dudes do like them, because white girls will do anything, anywhere, anytime with anybody. They don't care. You know what I'm saying? But they was like, no, back then a lot of black women, they was like, no, we ain't doing all that crazy stuff. Like, we don't do that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said bring back the days, man, where everything was more simple. The dating game was so much more simple. I understand when we talk to people, man, we talk about our past relationships, giving people a rundown of our life or who we've been with to kind of know what we're working with. But I said, bro, there are some people that just talk about their daggone ex all the time. They always want to bring up some other nigga or some other woman. It's like, dude, why are you talking about this? That's why I said that they always, here's a PSA for y'all. If they always, oh, he did this, and oh, he hit me up today, and oh, he's just so stupid. He just always does the most, and he keeps hitting me up and messaging me. And I said, why have you not blocked him? And again, I'm not saying it gotta be nasty. Some people don't block their ex, you know, because it ain't bad like it. You know what I'm saying? And some people don't talk. No, it ain't like it. I don't think you have to hate the person that you used to be with. In my case, I block everybody. I don't like no niggas. So I said, I don't like you at all. I don't never want to see your future face again. I don't never want to see your future face again. I don't ever want to talk to your future face again. I don't ever want to be around your future face again. I love you from in God's way, but from a distance. All my other love I have for you gone. I don't like you at all. You ugly to me. I don't like you. You stink. You ain't worth it. You know what I'm saying? And some people may not be like me. Some people are a little different. So I'm like, that's okay. But when they always constantly like, oh, he did this and he said this, and I'm like, well, why do you care? Because you entertaining that nigga. Hold on. Oh, shoot. I gotta get my charger. Blockzilla. That's why I said I block everybody. I don't care about no niggas, man. And now old buddy's about to get blocked too. I said, if I gotta block some of these women, what makes you think I won't block a man? Man, please. That's why people be offended. I'm like, I don't care. Be offended if you want to. How you not gonna like me and then get mad when I block you? I said, no, you just want to use social media for witchcraft, try to make me mad. I said, girl, please, you ain't that fine. And that's why I tell him, you ain't no J-Lo dag on it. I'm like, girl, you ain't no Dubai princess, my nigga. You are some girl to live in Louisville. And if it wasn't for the power of Maybelline and Pantene, you wouldn't be nothing either. Like, girl, I seen what your face look like without makeup. Believe me, what you putting on there is a fraud. They don't know the real you. I do. I know exactly what's under there. That's why you look like Littlefoot from Land Before Time. Oh, Brontosaurus long neck looking nigga. I'm like, girl, please, you ain't fooling nobody. Get looked up all you want to. You ain't gonna do nothing but use that Littlefoot long neck of yours. Like, girl, you ain't gonna do that. That's all you worth. Might care about you. I see you be seeing some of them. They like, girl, they be looking like dinosaurs. I'm like, this old Triceratops looking nigga. Like, girl, I know you are not trying to talk about your worth. So fossil fuel, like this nigga. Stuff crazy. That's why I said they just all come here. Just nowadays, it's just so weird. So I said and I told you, you know, I'm considerate. I do care. But I say when people come with foolishness, like they always looking to start a problem. I don't care about your feelings. I don't care about people that just do stuff on purpose. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about people that just, you know what I'm saying? They're just always looking to start a fight. What's up, bro? I can deal with a person being a person. I said, but when you a hellraiser, I don't got nothing to say to you. That's why I don't let people put that color stuff on me. I don't let people put their ex-relationships on me. I don't let people blame me for stuff I didn't do. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's mad annoying. You know what I mean? If I wanted that, I would have just stayed in Louisville. I would have just lived there because that's all people do there all day. I said, why am I going to get with you and deal with the same thing? Nobody can communicate no more, man. I've seen women I talked to before was the main ones telling me to communicate, and then they can't even text me back. We never had a bad falling out. It was just like they suck at talking. And then they're like, well, we don't talk no more. I'm like, nigga, because you keep leaving me on red. Well, I didn't know I was going to leave you on red. I'm like, well, bro, how am I supposed to know? Like, that? You make me responsible to talk to you. They was like, I want you to blow my phone up. No, because then if I did that, you wouldn't respect me. So no, I don't. I don't do that. See, back in the 90s, you didn't have to do this. You got to pass notes. Pass a note. I know somebody that knows somebody. Or have enough courage to walk up to them and talk. And that's why you had to be serious about the game, because your shots were a little bit more limited back then than it is now. I got blocked so many people now, man, because people just strange. I block people for fun. I don't even care no more. I'm like, bro, please. If I don't like you, if I could block people on this channel, I'll block them. I be seeing people's name pop up on here all the time. YouTube don't let you do that no more. If I could, boy, I'll be having a blocking day spree. I don't want no weird niggas over here. You got all these inbox, man, from a bunch of fruitcakes and weirdos and women out there bothering me, you feel me? And then the niggas come over here, Yasharim, Yeshua, and you got to say this and say that. Boy, I will block you just because I don't like your username. Like, I ain't got time for that. They don't bother me none. Like, bro, I go to bed just fine every night and wake up just fine every morning. I don't care if you leave or stay or whatever. So what, man? World got 8 billion people in it. Nigga, next. Everybody name out think they so daggone special. I know how great of a person I am, and even I can be replaced. Everybody can be replaced. You ain't special. There's another dude that act just like you that girl go find somewhere. That's why I said I don't care about people. Feel like you're pleased. Told you, my ex thought that because she's Mexican, like she's special. I said, girl, please. You ain't that fine of a Mexican anyways. Like, girl. And I said, well, I ain't got to get a Mexican. I'll go get a Guatemalan. I like them better than you. She was like, yeah, you can't handle me. Until she tastes a taste of Steve and realized, yeah, Steve is a nigga too. And I was worse than I am now. Like, I was a nigga, and then she couldn't take that. I said, yeah, don't brag about what you can't get. Like, yeah, you can't take it either. I said, yeah, it's funny to brag about how difficult you are till you got to deal with a difficult Negro. It ain't funny no more. So I told everybody to stay off my phone. I said, bro, my phone be on D&D all the time. I had to turn my notification sound off. I literally have my phone on silent. Because I don't even like hearing that freaking tone no more, man. Everybody, bing, bing, just all day. It just goes off, man. That's so annoying. All these, it just keeps going off all day. It's like, bro, stop. I don't hear that. Well, actually, don't do that. Because I ain't got an Android like y'all. No Androids. I sure would. That's why I said, like, bro, I would be the modern day Kevin Samuels, man. Because you know Kevin Samuels got on the men, too. That's what they don't show you. They keep showing you when he talk about black women, but they don't show you him talking to the niggas. He blasted up almost more black dudes than whatever. Well, how would I know what an Android sound like? I ain't never had one, so it don't sound like the iPhone. That's all I know. Y'all stuff sound like a Decepticon. Like, but nah, that's why I said, like, bro, I have everybody mad at me. I don't care about no white or black or man or woman. Man, please. I can't stand a wannabe alpha male nigga, and I can't stand a masculine woman either. I can't stand people like I can't stand a crybaby woman. I can't stand a crybaby man. I don't like none of that. And not crybaby to an extent, like, you know, you got feelings, but as just like, you won't shut up. I used to hate when you get around some women and they just cannot shut up. And then I realized the women are not even the ones that talk no more. I get around these dudes, and these dudes are crying and woofing more than they are. And even Dick, he said, man, these men are effeminate, man. They are super effeminate now. He didn't live long enough to see this day now. This day is way worse. He would have looked and be like, man, these niggas is weird. You gotta tell the dudes to shut up now, man. Y'all silly. Join the Samsung side, man, please. Y'all Samsungs is mind control. I guarantee you, every dude that thinks that's a conspiracy on Darby has an Android. $10 says I'm right. $10 says I'm right. He has a Motorola Razr. That's the dude that's still talking on the flip phone because he's paranoid to have a smartphone because he thinks the government's tracking his every step, which could be true. Well, it don't matter to me. I don't care. But yeah, I don't play no sides. I'm like, bro, if I did, I don't do these channels because I'm trying to be a life coach or nothing. I don't care about that. I don't care about spewing knowledge to people. I don't care about that, bro. I just speak on real facts that I feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody want to be deep. They want to be a pastor or a man of God, or they want to be something important to win people's attention. I don't care, man. You know what I care about? One of those. I want to get one of these. You see? You feel me? Them is what I'm trying to get. Black or red Corvette. That's what I want. I don't care about spewing knowledge to you. I don't care about winning you. If you don't care what I'm saying, good, whatever. I'll be driving my Corvette. I don't care. Everybody want to be so daggone debatable all the time. I ain't got time to debate with you, cuz. No. I'm on 5%, y'all. I'm headed back to the crib to get the battery. So if the phone dies, then I'm just letting you know that now. Oh, let me turn the brightness down. Yeah, I'm not here to be deep, man. I'm not here to win you and argue with you about scripture, boy. I have a life. I don't got time to argue with you about no scripture. If you can't read the word of God and debate it for yourself, that's not my problem. You know what I'm saying? If you can't figure out how to get a girlfriend or what's wrong with your relationship, that's not my problem. I could care less. Everybody cry about their boyfriend, girlfriend problem all day, man. Like, dang, dude. The end of the world, the martial law be here tomorrow, and some girls still gonna be crying about their boyfriend. Like, I can't stand that. Some of y'all just need to get y'all phones taken. Let's take your phone away. Y'all hollering at the phone like the phone got the problem. You feel me? You got a whole bunch of generation full of NBA young boys, man. They can get on the phone all the time and holler at everybody. It's like, dude, you ain't about that, dude. You just talk too much. Like, dude might have been a real gangster at first. I said, when they get on the phone and start crying all the time, every time somebody say something about him, he on there crying and he arguing with his niggas in the background, pumping him up. And I said, dang, man, he doing more whipping than a woman. I was like, dang, bro. That's why I said these are supposed to be really feared individuals. I said, but if they were standing face to face with you, it's like, bro, I probably wouldn't be scared of you, bro. Like, cause you talk too much. A real nigga that's bad is gonna do it. I talk like this for fun because it's funny. I said, but they talk like it because they for real. And I said, boy, if we take away your pistols and your AK-47, boy, you are defenseless. I'll square stock you on your chin. Like, you wouldn't even be able to defend yourself against me, cuz that's how weak you are. You talk like that because you got a Uzi. I said, if you ain't got a Uzi, boy, you be helpless. That's mad crazy, bro. I'm on 4%. Hurry up, let's get back to the crib. That's why I say, y'all don't fall for that stuff, man. That stuff crazy. So that's why I said nowadays the roads are definitely reversed, man. We got men that don't want to be men no more. And a lot of women have to be men now because, again, nobody's going to... Women want to be taken care of, and if ain't nobody going to take care of them, then they got to step up and do what they got to do for themselves. You know what I'm saying? And so I never thought it was wrong for a woman to have their own money and get their own stuff, man. I think everybody should get their own money and their own stuff. Dudes don't want to date a woman bum either. I don't like women bums. Every woman I've ever talked to have their own stuff, and I like it like that. And you got some that might still occasionally live with mom and dad. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, again, women can do that because, you know, I do think that is kind of fair for them. You know, I definitely ain't comparing it to them to like, well, why can't women live at home and we can't? Like, why would you want to live at home with your mom and dad anyway? You're a grown man. Why would you want that? I don't want to. You feel me? I want to live on my own. My biggest goal was to get out of mom and daddy's house so I didn't have to hear their mouth no more. You know how obnoxious that was? I love mom and dad, but you know how obnoxious it was living in their house? Man, that was one of the worst things I did was live with them. I couldn't wait. I was counting down the days to move out, dude. I didn't care if all I had was a mattress and a microwave, bro. I was a happy man by myself. I had a place that was mine where we wasn't all up on each other. We ain't have to hear no arguing, no loud noises. People walking in and out the house, man, coming in your room, bothering you. Mama coming up here trying to lecture you, you know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't have to hear that. So why am I gonna be mad? I'm like, bro, every time I got a woman, I want a woman to know like I live on my own, bro. I don't live with nobody. I said I wouldn't have brung over my, you know, mama, they didn't want nobody over your house anyway. But I said, bro, when I was younger, I wouldn't even have brung a girl over my house anyway, because I'm like, I don't want her around them. I don't want to bring her around us. Like, no, man. I didn't even want to talk to a woman unless I had everything right. I feel like I had to have everything ready for a woman. I don't, because I ain't no bum, man. Hold on. You hear me? Hold on, y'all. 1 second. 1 second. Yeah, something right there. Told you my phone died, so told you if it dies, just be patient. Just put it back right there. Bro, I did so much music earlier, man. That's crazy, dude. I've been doing this music like crazy. Get stuff done, man. Back. Is that a vibe? The green's a vibe? You hear the music pretty good? Or no? See, I want to start making more beats like these, man. Like more, I don't know what they call, man. They more like chill ambient or whatever they call them. I don't know. It's like I don't know if y'all know who Dashy XP is. Dashy Games, whatever. But I was watching this morning. That's why I was in another music mood because I was watching one of his. He does like a lot of gameplay. I watch that before I go to bed because he's like a streamer, but he edits his videos because he's funny. I like anybody with comedy. That's probably how I got a lot of comedy because like I like to watch people that's funny. And so before I go to bed every night, I'll watch his stuff or I'll watch another dude's stuff. You feel me? And so they play these games or they'll play whatever. Yeah, it's like an 80s trance or whatever. Lo-fi, I guess it's like a type of lo-fi too, you know what I'm saying? And so yeah, so like I was watching stuff for bed, and so he's playing a game, man, that had a song that sounded kind of like this. And I said, bro, what's the name of those type of beats, man? And so I was looking it up on YouTube when I got up this morning, and then a something called Hybrid Trap. That's the stuff I was making this morning. That boom, 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 like that workout type music. You know what I'm saying? It's like EDM mixed with trap music. And so I was just downloading a whole bunch of free sounds, man. This is what I was doing, and so that's why I made this music as crazy as I did this morning, man. You know what I'm saying? So I just been getting getting busy with the music, man. Hold on. So yeah, again, I'll show you the setup again. With the green, hold on. I love showing the apartment colors, man. So you got the green. It's like a neon green, you feel me? I gotta get the ones for the bathroom. I still ain't got the bathroom lights yet. Then I got the one in the bathroom. Usually it's blue, but I just turn it green or whatever. So also rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman, man. I think yesterday made it like 5 years ago he died. You know what I'm saying? So we lost the real one, man. We lost the real one. You know what I'm saying? So see, I like his little green vibe. That's cool, man. I know the bed is kind of messy right now, but you know what I'm saying? It just really sets the tone, man. That's why I like the blue and the green color, man. It sets like a nice little, like chill vibe, you know what I'm saying? And so sometimes I'll sleep. I slept with the lights on last night. Sit down. Get down, sit down. I slept with the lights on last night. And it's nice to wake up, man. Like you wake up and it's like a neon blue vibe, you feel me? It's just like real chill, real calm, you feel me? It feel like sometimes it's traumatizing when it's blue. It feel like you underwater. You know I got PTSD from almost drowning, so I'm just like, I'll be waking up. Sometimes I do wake up, but no, Daddy, not the academy. Anything but that. Hey, man, didn't I say, sit down? Sit down, boy. Have a seat. So, yeah. So, let's say you walk in my crib. Look at this. You walk in my crib, this is what you see. Like, just the green and everything. It's real chill, boy. But, yeah. There we go. I need to go dancing, man. I was about to tell the homies today. I said, man, we need to go back to the salsa dancing, man. We ain't did that in a minute, you know? Yeah, everybody be doing that little. Ouch. Oh, I ain't got no drink, man. Dang. I got some milk. Remember I told you I was gonna be doing overnight streams? I was gonna be doing overnight music streams for like chill, lo-fi. That's what I really want to get into next, man. I was doing lo-fi a couple years ago, but I stopped doing it, so I don't remember how. But I need to get back into it. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. What is the Minecraft dance? What is it? Anyways, yeah, that's why I said, bro, I've been in such a music mood. Y'all don't understand, man. I feel like doing music again tonight. Like, I just been so chill lately. You know what I'm saying? I just so chill. You feel me? Like, the music has been coming crazy. You know what I'm saying? And so I think these lights do be helping, man. They put you in such a zone in the mood. You know what I mean? So it's just, I don't know. Oh, man. Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know what no Minecraft dance is. I said, if it's anything like your little TikToks you be doing. Hey, y'all should have seen on TikTok. She said, she said, she said, hey, y'all, she was, this girl, she done brought back the push it. Like, I was like, what is she doing? I was like, yeah, she done TikTok done got it now. I said, dang, man, she's a TikToker. And I don't know you can dance. It's just funny how you was dancing to some song, man. Cause I be seeing people dance to some of these songs. I'm like, what is these dances they be doing? So everybody be doing this. I'm like, what do they be doing? And they be doing the. I'm like, what is that? Nah, it used to be like I said. I do dances. I just don't do the TikTok. I don't like those TikTok dances, man. Pretty annoying. I remember everybody used to do that, and then everybody was doing the. I used to love doing the dances, man. I ain't been dancing in so long, man, so I feel like I kind of forgot some of my steps. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to be all, you know what I'm saying? Like I still got the like suavecito, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't did it in so long, you know what I'm saying? So usually when I'm back in Louisville, man, me and Jones will go dancing. You feel me? Like. We always be with the Latinos, man. So we always around the Cubans. It's always the Cubans and the Mexicans. We always around, you feel me? So I was like, we be dancing with them, turning up with them, you feel me? And so, you know, they, like I said, we be in there just chilling and stuff. They like, hey, they be in there chilling. And I'm like, go. I always be in the circle. I say, go. And I'll be Man, one time Michael Jackson came on. My inner Michael Jackson came on. I said, dee. Start doing the moonwalk. I don't know how to do the moonwalk no more. I used to know how to. I don't know how to do it no more. And so I said, I said, I ran into somebody when I did it. I accidentally bumped into somebody. I was like, man, move, man. Bro, it was like an Emperor's New Groove movement. I was doing the moonwalk. He said, what's his name? Cusco. I was literally doing the moonwalk, dude. Somebody was in my face, man. Oh, they was in my space. I said, oh, you threw up my groove. I'm sorry, but you threw up the Emperor's groove. I was like, bro, he's all up in my space, man. They killed the moonwalk and everything. You know what I said? He said, he's the king of the world. He said, hey, yeah. That's how annoying I am. I'll do stuff like that to piss you off. Ooh. You know what I know? Again, remember I told y'all every time black people hear a beat, why we make that face? We be like, ooh, like we start grunting our face. Why we do it? How many did I make? Hey, Mike, how many did I make today, man? I don't even remember. I don't even know how many beats I done made today. If I totaled up all the beats I made today and last night and the night before or whatever, like all these days, I don't know, man. Like, oh man, I just be making music like crazy. Anyways, it might be a biscuits and gravy night, y'all. So I'm gonna let y'all talk to whatever y'all want to talk to. What y'all want to talk about? This is like the one white girl. This is the one like the one white girl dance they do. They always like swing their hips. That's all it's about. All they know how to do. Just, yeah, bro. You should see the look white girls give you. Because again, everybody love a black dude that can dance. So when they see me dance and they see my homeboy Jones or my other homeboy Lester, because we can all dance, you know what I'm saying? So when they see us dance, and then they be interested, you know, like usually the black girls, they're like, hey, okay. The white guys be like, yeah, okay. Like, bro, it's the way they look. I swear, they always just like, okay. They be all up in your face, yeah, okay. Like, they ain't never seen a nigga with moves. I was like, hold on, girl, watch this. Then I hit the, they said, ooh, yeah, look at you. Look at you, you got it, bro. I'm talking about, man, they come out the woodwork on the nigga. Anyways, what we talking about, y'all? Was it 7 or 8? Man, I don't know. Cause I don't even remember bro. I don't even remember one of the beats I made. I don't. That was today. I remember the one that sounded like Snooze. I don't remember the rest of them. So. I don't know. Should we make some more music tonight, y'all? Cause I don't know, man. Like I'm kind of in the mood. This light has put me in the mood. It's already almost. It's already 1 o'clock. Oh my god. I don't know what else we doing. So. Y'all want to make stuff like this, or y'all want to make like R&B? What y'all want? Oh. But y'all hate me in real life. Y'all really hate me in real life, bro. I'm so annoying, bro, for real. So what I've been doing is I've been spraying my house with this. So I've been spraying my house. I got these plugins in the wall. These plugins smell just like this. This is the Hawaiian scent. This is what I really use like every fall, man. Like when it starts to turn fall weather, it has like that nice fresh breeze, but it reminds me of fall, man. So the whole house smells just fresh. You go to bed, it smells fresh. You feel me? And usually what I do is like I'll get some of this. This is like the fabric stuff, you know what I'm saying? And I'll spray. I told you I'm a germaphobe. I'm clean. When I say Steve is fresh, I'm fresh, man. I don't do that dirty stuff. The only dirty thing in there is that dog. Me and I make sure he's fresh. I said I'm fresh, man, to the T. So I spray my covers with this. I spray the couch with this. I spray the pillows with this. I spray everything with this. Febreze it. It smell like I spray myself down with cologne. You feel me? Like I always make sure I stay fresh, man. Like I'm a fresh nigga. Said on my mama, on my hood, I stay fly and I do look good. I make sure I do, bro. Like I'm not a dirty person like that, man. I don't like dirty stuff. I don't. Like, ain't like nobody coming over. It's just I just don't like personally living in filth, man. I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, call this the Cracker Jack. That's why I said I be feeling good, man. And that's what it's all about, man. I told you, that's all I do now is just live life, man. I just, hold on, let me read that real quick. No, I make sure the crib is clean, because like I said, I'm clean, bro. Everything clean. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even start the dishwasher. I was supposed to start this thing. Dang, bro. Well, I'm not starting tomorrow. Like, that's whatever. Yeah, I like it to smell fresh, man, because I'm just a clean guy, man. And I love, it's just something about life, man. Like, life is so good. It just makes me want to just do more, you know what I'm saying? Like, take care of the crib, man, you know what I'm saying? All the money I pay to live here, man, this is $1,230 a month, dude. Like, man, please. I'm gonna make sure I take care of this place. This is the first nice place I like lived in my life. I was like, yeah. I'm gonna definitely pay to live here and take care of this place, man. So that's why I said I always make sure it smells fresh. Because again, I work from home too. And then on top of when I'm doing live stream, that's also work. I'm doing music. I want it to be a fresh place. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure that everything is fresh, it's nice. That's why I want to start doing the night streams. Because again, look at the lights, man. You feel me? Like, it puts you in such a nice setting, a nice mood. You feel what I'm saying? So it is nice to have some brightness. You know what I'm saying? Like some calmness. You feel me? Like I don't know, man. And then, like I said, a lot of times what I do, which is what I did in my old apartment too, I'll set the lights on. I usually come out in the front room and I'll just be watching the movie. I usually watch YouTube. Got my snacks, fall asleep on the couch, and then I'll wake up in the middle of the night, transition to the bed, go to the bed, and go to sleep in there. You feel me? So it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just me enjoying myself, man. Me enjoying my life, my time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I take that very seriously now, man. That's why I said I don't play on my phone. I don't argue. I don't like conflict. I don't fight with people. I'm not dealing with no grown man. Like, I ain't got time for that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm living my life, bro, because life is precious, man. It's something that I love doing, you know? It's like we already about to be in September, man. Like tomorrow, what is it? Or technically what? Well, tomorrow is gonna be September 1st, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the year kind of going by fast and slow at the same time. Like, no. I'm loving this beat, man. I gotta make more beats like this. That's why I've been doing music so much, man, because I'm just like, bro, everything's okay, man. Life is good. You know what I'm saying? I said, so let's continue to keep living life and, you know, doing these things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like my joy speaks through the music. You know what I mean? Definitely. And so that's why I said, even hearing stuff like this, man, it's just like, I gotta figure out what this genre is called, man, because I want to make more stuff like this, man. I love these type of sounds. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to come out with an album like this, like a cyberpunk album. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's probably what it's called, like cyberpunk type music. I like that old like 80s but futuristic type movie music at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I study everything. I just do a little bit of everything, and so that's why I just, you know what I'm saying? I got new sounds I got this one sound kit I gotta get. This is the top tier of everything. You feel me? Like, this is the sound everybody, every producer, every rapper, every R&B artist, every ambient artist has this thing. It's called Omnisphere. Omnisphere is one of the best plugins you can get. You feel me? And that's why I'm about to get that for real. I'm about to go ahead and get that. Because I'm talking about, if I can make crazy music with what I got now, like, think what I can do with that, man. I just got to clear up space because I got so much stuff on my computer, and, you know what I'm saying? I got to figure out how to transition stuff to different files, and, you know what I'm saying? That's why I said I'm about to go crazy with the music again, man. Get back on my channels, my affirmation channels, you know what I'm saying? Put my music to that, because that takes work. I'm paying for those AI minutes for the speaker, you know what I'm saying? So I can get the woman speaker. Because you can get it any voice you want, you know what I'm saying? AI sounds super real. And so I put them to some videos, you know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to do everything one step at a time. That's why I'm doing the music right now. Because I was doing everything at one time, and that's stressful. Oh my God, it's stressful. So now I know, just kind of, you know, slow your roll, man. Don't do too much. Relax. You know what I'm saying? You gonna have time to do everything. Just relax. You know what I'm saying? Man, this beat is fire, man. So yeah, man, just it just feels good, man. That's why I say when you finally doing your thing, man, and again you do what God called you to do, it feels good. The things are looking up. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. It was like a couple of months ago, you feel me? Like, I was going through it hard, man, going through it heavy. Y'all just can never tell because I'm always on here laughing in front of y'all. But I said, but no, sometimes it is tough, man. These streams do help, but a lot of times when I would get off the stream, I would go right back to being like, dang, you know what, whatever. But I would tire myself out because I'm like, well, I'm tired, so I'm going to sleep. You know what I'm saying? So I always make sure I had a good night because I'm watching TV and I got my snacks. You know what I'm saying? I always watch. That's why I said I watch Dash EXP, or there's another dude called Blasphemous HD. That dude's funny, man. I've been watching him for years. So like I think I get some of my comedy the way he's funny like that. Like I like it because he acts kind of the same way I do sometimes. You feel me? Except he's humorous. Like, that's just some people that have like a funny bone in their body. Like, he definitely has one of those. So that's why I said I watch a lot of his stuff. And then, like, you know, because it's hard to go to bed. Like, sometimes I watch Key and Peele if I go to bed. Like, you gotta have something funny before you go to bed, man, because that's what sets your subconscious good. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said, like, you know, after a long day winding down, I'll worry about the stress in the morning. I said, as I go to sleep, I ain't worried about that, man. You know what I'm saying? Sleep is the one place I can escape that. You know what I'm saying? So I said, I want to make sure I have a good night. You know what I'm saying? So, hold on. So, yo, that's just. I used to take my naps too. I tried not to. I don't know. I feel like I had to stop playing. I had to stop doing naps. Because when I first did this channel, that's what I would do. I would be working hard at work all day. And then when I come home, I'm like tired. You know, sometimes I would take a little nap because then I would kind of stay up and do a little music. You know what I'm saying? But when I started this channel, that's when I was changing my life. I said, no. I said, you don't get nowhere doing naps. I said, I know you're tired, but you ain't going to get nowhere being tired all the time. I said, if you're serious about this, you got to sacrifice naps. And I love my naps. And that's why I said I was getting off every day, coming home, going to work, working on this YouTube. I would get off and go to the park, take a vlog, you know what I'm saying? I would go outside, just do a vlog. Like my second vlog was the one about my getting shot testimony. So the first, it was supposed to be a 1-part video, but I didn't realize when you talking, time flies. Like when I'm on here with y'all, time flies. So when I'm out there talking, man, I'm talking for 30 minutes and didn't even realize it's 30 minutes. I said, man, it's gonna be hard to upload this to YouTube. Because, you know, YouTube kind of wants a certain, the longer it is, the harder it is to get it uploaded, and the rendering process is ridiculous, you know what I'm saying? And so I was like, let's just turn it to 2 parts. So I'll turn that into a 2-part series, man. That's why I said that's when I had a passion to do it, man. I was spitting real facts on there, man. I was spitting real deal facts on there. Because it was coming from the heart, man. It was comedy, but it was also like, it was real. And I knew it was going to get somewhere, man. You feel me? And, you know, but I said, you ain't gonna be able to do this if you taking naps all the time. Let me turn this around. So no, I sacrificed a lot of naps, man. Before I had this channel, I had the A Steve channel. And the only way that the A Steve channel was getting uploads was because I stopped taking naps. I was staying up late. I know I had to be at work in the morning, but I was staying up to like 3 or 4 in the morning, trying to figure out this algorithm, how to upload. I was making beats. Joe wanted me to make some of his music at the time, so I was making his stuff, you feel me? Like I was just all over the place, man, because I was serious. I was uploading every day. Every single day I was uploading, I think except Sundays. I was uploading every day. And that's how the channel started getting big, like, because when you consistent, they push your stuff out there. I was getting tens of thousands of views, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I said, like, you know, and I learned a lot doing this, you know what I'm saying? But I had to sacrifice the one thing that I did like, which was naps and video games. I love Tom Clancy games, man. Any Call of Duty, Tom Clancy games, all of that, man. Like, I love that, man. Me and Joe would be playing online with each other sometimes, and I was like, I had to stop doing that because I'm like, I don't get nothing out of this, man. I'm not progressing doing these games, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's fun and all, but I said, but I ain't gonna build a career off of doing this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna build a life off of doing this. And so I was like, I kind of had to stop for a minute. I ain't played the games in like a year and a half now, you know what I'm saying? Even though I was thinking about getting my subscription back, but I said, I don't want to pay for something that I'm not even gonna use that much anyways, and it's something that's just not gonna benefit me right now. I could have been doing live streams in front of y'all a long time ago, but I was doing video games, you know what I'm saying? I was staying up to, because I didn't have to work sometimes till like the afternoon. Or like, you know, maybe 11 o'clock, so I don't never go to bed early. So I was staying up till like 4 or 5 in the morning. I was talking to somebody at the time when I first came to San Antonio. I was talking to somebody, and she had to be up at like 5. And because I didn't have to be at work till like 11, like 1 o'clock or 12 or 1 o'clock, I'll be up playing. I'll play this game so late because I was trying to pass this mission on this Tom Clancy. That was the most difficult thing. Bro, when I tell you, that is one of the most difficult things. I was mad. Like, I was for real mad, dude. I stayed on that mission for 4 hours. No lie. I was on that mission for 4 hours. This is one of the highest skill levels, man. And my character was so weak because you got to take time to build it up. I was on that mission 4 hours. I look up at the clock, man, it's already like 4 something. I tried it again for, I think, another hour. It's 5 something. She texted me, he was like, what's up? And I texted back, she said, what you doing now? I was like, I'm still playing this game. I really made me feel like a bum. Even though I work, I pay my own stuff. But that made me feel like a bum. I was like, dang, bro, like, I stayed up that late playing this game, bro. That's something we used to do when we was like 13, you know what I'm saying? Like 14 years old. Like, you doing this at 29? Like, nah, I don't like it. That's why I was like, I don't like it. So that's why I stopped doing that, because I was like, nah, man, it make you feel like you useless. I was like, yeah, I don't like that stuff, man. You know? And so I told Joe, Joe always played this game, so his character was leveled up to like the max. Man, we knocked that mission out within 20 minutes, dude. That's why I was mad. Because we played online. Joe's character was already like a 99 overall. Mine was like a 40 or something. And so Joe had the upgraded guns. He had the upgraded gear. He was taking out, like, it took me about an hour to take out this one enemy. Joe took him out in like 2 minutes. I said, bro, how you get all these weapons? Bro, that made me so mad. I said, Joe, do you know how long I was on this mission? He was like, yeah, man, that's crazy. He said, it sucks. I said, bro, you could have just played me that one night, man. I said, Joe, I was on this mission for 4 hours, man. Bro, I hated that game, bro. Because they make you start all the way over too when you lose. So you had to start all the way over. Bro, I was right there. At the very end, it was a helicopter. I had the helicopter. I had one more shot to give it. And they sent the bomb out there, and it hit my character. I hurried up and ran back in, and then it said, you're leaving combat zone. So I had to leave the combat zone to heal. As soon as I came back, it wouldn't let me go back in the combat zone. I was going back, and it made me restart the whole mission. Oh, I was mad, dude. I threw the remote and was mad at everything. I had to restart the whole mission. I was right there. I was so mad, bro. I'm telling you, bro, the game was like a nigga to me. I was like, I turned it off. I said, I'm done. I'm done, bro. I went to bed and mad at 5 a.m., bro. I remember. I was for real mad. Like, I was mad, man. I hit the bed. I said, no. I went to bed. I was like, man, that game really pissed me off, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's when I knew you need to stop playing this, because this ain't real life. This ain't real life. I don't know, y'all. What should we do, man? What should we do? I'm gonna say lay down. Oh, man. Lay. Oh, yeah. Make my shade. So yeah, hold on. Black Ops 2. I haven't played that one yet. I ain't played games in like a year, almost 2 years, man. I haven't played it because, well, a year or so. I've just been kind of focused, you know what I'm saying? But unless you're gonna pay me to play it, you feel me? Like I was only doing stuff. I was really only doing stuff at the time that's profitable. So I said, if it's not gonna get me nowhere, then I don't want it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said I like hanging with the homies, but I said if this ain't gonna get nowhere, I don't want it. You know what I'm saying? So I just didn't want to, just didn't want to do that stuff, man. So that's why I said, I'm like, if it's not gonna be profitable, if it's not gonna really get me nowhere right now, I'm trying to, because I was cutting out fun. I said fun to me is success. I said I want to get success and then worry about that stuff later, man. I said I ain't trying to do the same stuff like I used to do. And then I allow myself to go have fun. Like, bro, you can go have fun. Like, you can go out there. You still got a life. Just don't get too distracted. You know what I'm saying? Like, make sure that you know what's important. You know what I'm saying? I said, understand what's important, what your goals are. Stay focused on that. And you can still go out and do stuff. I said, just don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't get bamboozled out there. You know what I mean? That's why I said it was a tough time at that time. Because like I said, it was, I was going through some life stuff. You know how life is. It be life. I was going through some life stuff, man. And then, like I said, I just got out of something with somebody not too long before that. So, we was going through the motions, you know what I'm saying? And we was still keeping in contact, which probably wasn't a good thing. You feel me? And so I was just, honestly, I'm a person, like I said, if I don't like you, like, you know what I'm saying? They was just doing like little minute stuff to piss me off. We was both kind of like pissing each other off. And so I was just like, I'll do something petty just to make you. And what sucked is, like I said, it was a person that I went to church with at the time, you know what I'm saying? And so that definitely was just like, that really pissed me off, man. So it's like, it was like awkward. It was making it awkward, you know what I'm saying? So we still like came and sat next to each other because her people was cool with me. So it was like, you know, y'all could still sit with each other. And so we did that. It was just weird, you know what I'm saying? So one day she just never came back. I said, thank God. I said, thank God. I ain't seen that nigga since. I said, yep, don't ever hit me up and don't ever come back here and mess with me again. Because again, I'm a person, I'll tell you off. I was about to tell her off so many times. I'll be ready to tell everybody off, man. You feel me? And then she got a falling out with, because her cousin and these are good God-fearing people. Like, her cousin, it was cool. And so they came to me, they was like, yeah, she did the same thing to us that she did to you. And so I said, oh, she did? I said, okay, let me, and oh boy, I had that nigga number. And oh boy, I was about to go off, because I said, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give you yours. You know what I'm saying? And so I told her, I said, girl, you think I'm dumb? I said, girl, you think I don't know what type of nigga you is? So I was talking crazy. She said, I don't appreciate you. I said, nigga, I don't care what you appreciate, nigga. I was talking crazy. She said, you know what? I don't have anything else to say to you. I said, you know what? I ain't got nothing to say. She was trying to be all cool. And then they was trying to pull that old God stuff. They like, well, just allow the Lord to, because I guess she was changing her life and she found a little bit of God now. Just allow the Lord to lead you in the light and truth. I said, nigga, what how dare you? You want to talk about truth and you done did all your people that you know wrong. You talking about God. And then keep that to yourself, cuz. And that was the last we talked. That was the last we said anything. And I said that because again in Texas, when you don't want to see somebody you don't want to see no more, you'll never run into your ex, you'll never run into nobody again. I promise you. I ain't seen them niggas since. And that's over a year. And I was like, I like that. Because in Louisville, you see him every day. I don't want to see you. That's all. So you thought I wasn't going to find out? He tried to hit me with the, what are you talking about? I said, nigga, you know what I'm talking about. She kept saying, what? She's like, what? What do you mean? What are you talking about? I said, say what again? Say what? Oh, say what again? Say what again? I'll double tag on Dickie. Say one more time. I was getting mad because she kept saying, what? You don't want to sit down. You ain't sleeping. Should I shake this thing up, man? Chuck's in it. This is vanilla. My favorite. Yeah, I told you I used to like women that was that color, that looked like that. But I don't know. I told you my woman gotta be daggone black like this now. That's sexy. Yes. Like, girl better be so black she blue. So girl, I said, yeah. I was like, yep. Again, because I told you people be playing with you, but they don't know you be like for real. I'm like, because again, they be. I mean, people be with it. They be crazy, but they don't be crazy to me because I think they know you also look crazy too. I said, oh girl, she from the streets, you know what I'm saying? But she realized like, yeah, I ain't from the street, but I live in the streets. Like, we ain't stupid. She thought she was, because again, they talk to everybody else like it, and then they realize like, I ain't that person you talk. Again, they never said it to my face. I ain't never had nobody say nothing to my face. I said, girl, I ain't your ex-boyfriend. I ain't one of them other niggas. I said, I'm me. I'll let you know what's up. You know how people try to passively aggressive and insult you and stuff? That's what she was trying to do. And so that's when I told her, I said, well, that's why you ain't as cute as J-Lo. I said, you ain't a J-Lo. I said, girl, the old me would have done had like two of you. I did two on the side. I said, I ain't like it no more. She said, that was just so rude. And I was like, yeah, not the fact you did me like that or your cousin them. Like, good God-fearing people. Keep in mind, these are people that cannot do no wrong to you. They are so nice. They still cool with me to this day. And they was like, cause I mean they good people. She told me, she said, I'm so glad that you stayed coming to this church. She said, you are such a good guy. She said, you are a good person. And her husband was like, yeah, we cool with you. They said, we ain't got no issue with you. They was like, yeah. They was like, you can always come around. They said, we want to go have lunch with you. They was like, you cool with us. They was like, you ain't did nothing wrong. And they was like, despite y'all relationship, what y'all got going on, she was like, we still love you. We still care about you. Because I mean, at first I didn't know when we got into it last year, and it's before we got into it. But she's hold on. She had family. She went to see her family or whatever. And so that's when we kind of had a discussion about what was going on. And we were still kind of cool. And so I went to church and I was like, I don't know what to expect. I'm like, I only came here because we went with each other. Because her cousin then was the one that invited us. And so, of course, they heard, because again, I can tell people who I am and they not weird. So they heard that they know like mama's a pastor. They know who daddy is. So, you know what I'm saying? So they was like, oh, he's cool. But I was only kind of cool with them because I was cool with them through her. So when me and her fell out, I was like, I didn't really know nobody there at the time like that. And then I was like, I kind of knew them and I was like, I don't really know them like that. So I didn't really know what to feel. I was like, bro, I went to church and sat in the back row. And I was just like, they was there, but I just didn't feel welcome to sit with them. I didn't really know because I don't know. I'm like, I'm only know y'all because of her. You know what I'm saying? And so I was just like, I didn't know how they was going to take it or, And then they see me at the church and they just stole us. Hey, come here. They didn't know what happened with us yesterday. They was like, hey, come here. They gave us a hug and all that, And then when they did find out and they was just like, hey, despite what's going on with y'all, they said, we love you. They was like, because people there, they like the people at Destin Ministries, man. They have a lot of love. They the same type, you know what I'm saying? And they said, hey, we love you. They was like, no matter what's going on with you and her, they said, we still care about you, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, that was really nice, man. Because I'm like, most people probably would have fell out with you because people fell out with you. But they were like, no, we love you. You good. You cool people. And even old girl, before we fell out, she told him, she was like, they don't really like to be around a lot of people because people are obnoxious. But they all say that, they said, but they like you. They said something about you that they like. And then they was like, yeah, we understand your pain. She did us the same way. I said, oh, did she? I said, okay. I said, don't worry. I'm going to handle it. They was like, well, it's just okay. I don't let it go. I said, I'm not. I said, I got y'all. Don't worry. I got y'all. That's when I hit her up and I said, nigga. I said, she Puerto Rican, but I said, nigga. I said, girl, you think I was born yesterday? She said, what you talking about? I said, I was like, nigga. And then I learned I had a whole, and that's why I said, that's how I knew I was wrong. I had a whole paragraph that I had typed out. I was going to say some stuff. And I was about to click send. And it's always like God tell you don't say that. It's like, it's you can give it to him. And he's just like, it's something that tell you, it's like, don't send that. Don't say that. And I was about to click send. And I said, you know what? Forget it. Because I was like, now what if you do get your point across and you say this? And I said, then what if, you know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't going to be done good for that. Then you're going to feel bad because you did that. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do that. And I said, that ain't for you to square them up right now. I said, they on their own journey. Let them figure that out. Just let it be done and go on with your life. You ain't got to prove nothing to them. And that's why I don't prove nothing to people no more. You know what I'm saying? And so I let it go. And sometimes you got to learn to just walk away, man. Just walk away. I said, listen, as long as you ain't touch my money and you ain't try to set me up, I won't have to do nothing to you. I said, so it ain't worth talking to you about. You know what I'm saying? You walk on, go on. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. But I'm gonna drink this thing, man. Let's shake this up again. But yeah, that's why I said they see me to this day. And they was like, yeah, they said, hey, what's up? They see me all the time, hey, what's up? You know what I'm saying? They was like, yeah, let's go to lunch again soon. You know what I'm saying? Well, let's do that. That's why I said we all got feelings, man. We all do some stupid stuff when we in love with somebody or when we can't get over somebody. And you can't see it in the moment. But then when you get over it, you're like, man, I ain't want this old. Speaking of which, I used to play GTA too, man. I used to play that. That's why I kind of miss my games, man. They was nostalgic, man. I remember after Daddy died, that's why I was playing a lot of GTA, man. Like I was playing a lot of that game. So that game kind of does remind me, like around that time. You know what I'm saying? And so when Kobe came, Call of Duty came out, so that's all me and Joe was doing was playing that online all day. We was just doing that. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of want to go back to the nostalgic, man. You feel me? The good old times. I miss those times, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it was fun to be kind of immature back then. I said, but it was, that's those times are over now, man. Like we got to grow up. You feel me? Like, oh no, listen. Nah, I ain't never played on PC. I got gaming on my. This is a gaming PC right here. You feel me? I said I can play it on there. I just don't. Like I got a whole Steam. That's where you get all your games. I just don't. I don't really do gaming like that no more. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. I even on my phone. I don't even got games on my phone. I told you I don't really do that right now. I said I'm more on some inspirational stuff. Like I kind of calmed down with it now because I was doing a little bit too much, but. Everything I was watching was educational, man. I'm talking about most of my feed on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok was all educational, all about business, making money, how the game works. You know what I'm saying? Like I was on that type of time. And I said, unless I'm getting paid to do games, I said I didn't want to do nothing that wasn't gonna benefit me. So that's why I didn't really pay it too much mind, you know what I'm saying? And so I was like, I said, you can have fun after you done doing this, you know what I'm saying? That's when after I got out of that situation, man, I started changing a lot of my life because I didn't like how my life was, you know what I'm saying? Not saying it was bad, but it was just, it could have been better, you know what I'm saying? And then how you get pissed off enough that makes you want to do something. I said, that nigga pissed me off so much, I said it made me want to do something different with my life, man. It made me not want to sit around no more. I said, I'm tired of mentioning your name. I'm tired of talking about you. I'm tired of you keep on bringing me up and we going through this stupid stuff. I said, man, I ain't dying literally. I ain't dying mentally either. I said, but I'm straight. And I said, man, get back on your workouts, man. Put yourself out there, boy. You ain't no ugly nigga. Like you ain't no under rock slug, man. You a specimen. You a handsome man, dude. And I started getting back on my workouts and going running. And then I forgot when you do get mentions from women start to see that. I'm like, yeah, you feel ugly because that person made you feel that way. I said, I don't mean you're ugly for real. I said, we didn't fall out because I was ugly. We just fell out because they dumb. I said, so it ain't got nothing to do with looks. Because if it was, they wouldn't talk to me in the first place. And you learn to get up off of that, you like, man, I don't care no more. And then you like, I don't care. Talk to me again, text me again, don't, whatever. I said, as long as I ain't got to see your putrid face no more, I'm straight, man. I don't care. I told you, old girl, she was from Miami. And so she was thinking about moving out to Florida. She originally from Chicago, but she lived in Miami. So she would go up there, she from the Homer Park, so she would go up there all the time, you know what I'm saying? And so she was like, well, she didn't know, because at first, before we kind of fell out, she was talking, she said, I don't know if I want to go back to Miami, I don't know if I want to go back to kind of rural, which is like outside of Chicago. You know what I'm saying? So, I told her, I said, look, look, do what you gotta do. I ain't gonna be in the way of that. Because I was understanding, I said, well, look, I ain't saying you gotta beat me, do what you gotta do. And old girl was just, she decided to take it out on me. It's like, they all told her to take it out on you, you feel me? And she was mad because she was feeling some type of way. She started taking it out. It wasn't just me. I said, she did it to everybody. And so everybody was like, I don't know what's wrong with her. And I said, I know what's wrong with her. She's an idiot. So ain't my problem. I said, as long as I ain't gotta do what you know. Yeah, rural Illinois. So that's why I said I was just, I don't know. Let's sit up here for a minute. But yeah, as I tell y'all, man, when I talk about these stories, man, about like life or ex, that don't mean I'm stuck on people. That's just talking about life. That's how a lot of this came about, man, because again, around that time, that's when I started doing this. I realized that when I wasn't distracted by some woman in my face, you know what I'm saying, or somebody I was over my house, or a little QT, oh, let's go on a date today, or, when you're doing after work, come over, I'm gonna come over. It's like when you had time to yourself, I was able to get stuff finished, man. Because at that time, I remember I was doing the music on YouTube, but I stopped doing it because she was always in my face, and I was like, I didn't really feel like it. I was distracted, you know what I'm saying? And then I was doing like one upload every 2 months, and I was like, I went from every day to like 2 months. I said, you don't never get nothing done at this rate, man. Like, come on, bro, you falling off. And then what's the first thing I did when we got into it? Like I said, when I was by myself, I started working. Started getting to work. I started uploading. I had plenty of time to do music. Ain't nobody in my face. Ain't nobody on my phone every day. So plenty of time. And I started uploading and started working on music like crazy. And my best music came from during that time. And then that's when I said, I'm gonna do something different and I'm gonna start a channel. And that's how this channel was born. Literally, like 3 weeks, I think 2 or 3 weeks after that, that's when this channel got born, bro. I was at work and I was watching the brother that was doing the same thing, kind of what I was doing. And then I was like, you know, I want to start another channel, man. And then I came home and I took my first video, my very first video that's uploaded on this channel. I took that video and posted it, and then the rest is history. And that's how we're here now. You start, it all happened with a start. And that's how y'all here, that's how we here, that's how the community's here. Great Things is here. I said, man, like, it all started with a thought. And not just a thought, but an action. You know what I'm saying? And I realized that I was able to get things done when I'm to myself. And so that's why I told myself I didn't want no relationships. I told myself I could be single for the next 2 years. I didn't really care. I was like, bro, because I liked it. I was never single. I was always doing something, you know? But I said, I like my, you know, my alone time. That's why we try to tell this old fruitcake gorilla trying to move in here. Like, bro, I like my alone time, man. I don't want you niggas in there. I don't want you nowhere in there, good. I'm sending you a video, and I know that for a while. Oh, so you just gonna do me like it? You don't know my videos. Okay, you ignore their video. Ignore Nick Jones' video. Don't ignore my video. Like, nah, my video is what you need. I'm gonna tell you what you need. You need a piece of Stevie. Like, everybody needs a slice of Stevie in their life. No diddler. Don't ignore my stuff, man. Dang. Like, oh, so that's what I am to you. Just put in the closet for later. Like, dang, watch later list. Like, nah, you watch it now. But yeah, man, that's how a lot of people family, man. They end up just coming over and seeing it. And I got my friends, man, that watch my stuff, man. I got people just around me in general that watch my stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like. And people are still watching it, man. I haven't put up a video in like, what, how many months? Almost half a year? Or no, actually, I forgot about those videos. I don't really count those new videos I did. I don't really care about those. Everything from the videos from everything before I did the video with Daddy, man, I don't really care about that. Like, that video on up, I don't care about those. I care about the ones I first started, man. Like, those were my favorite because there wasn't a lot of views on them at first. It was like 100, then a couple of hundred, then it was like 85, 70, and then it was growing every day. But it was growing, and I liked it, man, because the channel wasn't what it was now, but it was seeing your progress, man. It's like seeing a seed, just a seed grow, you know what I'm saying? That's why I liked it. And then when that video came and it went off, and I said, it's good, but like, that's not my favorite video, man. It's my most viewed video, but it's not my favorite. I don't care about that one, man. Like, I don't even care about that video no more. It's like, I used to watch all my vlogs, man. I used to rewatch the stuff that I would do when I'm editing. Then when it's posted, I would watch it at least about 3 to 4 times, you feel me? I don't even watch it no more because I'm like, I don't care. Like, it's not the same. After all the conflict on the channel, it's like the channel went from that to that. And I'm like, I don't care, man. It's not even that type of a channel like it no more. So I just resort to doing live streams. I like the live streams a lot better, you know what I'm saying? Bro, hold on, man. If it wasn't already almost 2 in the morning, man, I probably would get on some tracks. But I just did a lot of tracks today, man. I don't know, man. I don't think I need to do no more tracks right now. But I do love these, man. If any one of y'all can find the name of this genre for me, man. I don't know exactly what it's called. I'm gonna try to look it up myself. But if you know the name of this genre, or if you find it, tag me or put it in the Discord or something. Let me know, man. Cause I told you I make chill music, man. I want to start making chill music, man, I make music for everything, you know, but I want to come out with a chill ambient music or, you know what I'm saying, just chill, just everything, man. That's why I said I want to incorporate a lot of my music on stuff, you know what I'm saying, because you never know, a gaming production might hear this and be like, hey, maybe like this beat. According to old Mother Goose Boy, he said I can't sell to people. I'm like, yeah, I forgot. Old Humpty Dumpty said I can't sell to people, so when when Insomniac Games or when Rockstar Games come to me and say, hey man, we want to use this track for the new GTA, I'm like, I'm turning down a couple of $1 million deal because old buddy said I can't, I can't settle people. He said, well, GTA, you know, that sound like murder. You can't settle murderers. I was like, oh man, Mother Goose is here. Mr. Mother Teresa can do no evil. Let me fool with the lights real quick. Let me see how these look real quick. I'm gonna change it to like where it changes different colors. Let me see. Yeah, I like changing my colors, man. That's why I said I don't really use these too much, man. But I'm starting to use them more at night now, cause you know what I'm saying. I be having my blinds open, so sometimes you see across there people have theirs on. You know what I'm saying, cause people kind of put theirs on too, and so I'll kind of have mine on. You know what I'm saying. So people look in your crib, be like, oh yeah, it's nice over there. Like yeah, it's cool. You know. I love the vibe shade. This is crazy. Like the one in my room. See, the old ones, these are at my apartment in Louisville. I had to throw those away because they were stuck to the wall. You know what I'm saying? But those go with music. You can hook up your music, and when the beat drops, it'll change colors with the music. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy, man. You can turn it to like that nightclub look, that flashing lights. Like you can do that. You know what I'm saying? I think you can do it with these too. But that worked by Bluetooth, so I could touch my phone, they'll come on. You feel me? Like if I'm on the way to the house, I'm like, yo, girl said she wanna come over, I'm with her. I'm like, okay, turn on the lights. Like, I'm on Aria, you know what I'm saying? The one in the room, dude, you can hook it up to music, it'll play with music, you know what I'm saying? I just don't really, I don't really use it, you know what I'm saying? I wanna get one for the bathroom, man. So when I'm taking a shower, I'm taking the blue shower, you feel me? Like, that's gonna be dope, man. That's why I said, like, man, deck out where you live, man. Just deck it out. It ain't gotta be the best spot, man. I said, but it's yours. It's where you live at, man. You wanna make your place comfortable, man. It's all yours. You know what I'm saying? That's why I love my old little studio in the apartment I had in Louisville. I turned that room into a studio room. And I loved it at that time because I told you at that time, me and Max just broke up. And again, when I'm by myself, I got plenty of time to do music. So it was 2021. I was doing music all 2021 because I was doing it late at night too. And I had these lights. These lights was on. I had a fresh coat of white paint in the room, so it still smelled like paint, man. It smelled fresh. Had that good, clean freshness. I put a rug in there. I put a big old TV, all the Marvel decorations you see, I had in there. And so I made it my own little Marvel studio, you feel me? I had a big old TV with stuff playing in the background. I had this little couch right here, you see this little gray couch? That was in that room. And sometimes I would go in there and lay down and just watch TV. And then when I got an idea, I would turn my computer on and just start working on music. And it was peaceful, man. I'm talking about like, bro, I'd be up to like 3, 4 in the morning making beats, you feel me? 3 or 4 in the morning making like, that's when I was big making UK drill, all the New York beats. That's when I first started learning how to make those. So I was making a ton of them at night. And then the Summer Walker beats, all of them trap soul beats, because I was heavy in the trap soul at the time too. And I was making all them type of beats too. So a lot of them old stuff y'all heard is when I made it around that time. When I keep saying this is 2021, 2022, that was that time. That's when I was making all the beats. And so yeah, so I really do think that the lights had a lot to play in it, man, because the lights put you in like a smooth, nice vibe, you feel me? So that's why I said like it sets the mood, man, it sets the tone, you feel me? So. So yo, we can have a little chill chat, a little chill conversation, y'all. If y'all want to. This beat is hard. I ain't gonna lie, man. This beat is kind of hard. So I'm gonna do some more studying on this type. That's why I went live today, man. Because again, when I was looking at the name of these beats, trying to figure out the name of the genre, I stumbled across some free sound kits, man. So I got a lot of those sounds y'all heard today was free. Like I get a lot of my stuff for free, man. You get the downloading and stuff. And so I get brand new. I got a whole bunch of new drum sound kits now. You feel me? And so just R&B, drill, trap soul. You know what I'm saying? Like the first beat I made today is called Hybrid Trap. You know what I'm saying? That's good for running. That's good for just like conquering mood. You feel me? Like that's like cinematic type stuff. You feel me? So I wanted to make a lot of those because I do got some of those, but I want to make a lot more because I wanted to start a playlist where I start uploading to YouTube for like HD beats, like Trap Boy Steve beats or something like that. And that's why people can start like working out to it, going running. Because when I work out and run, I listen to stuff like that. You feel me? Sometimes I listen to like orchestra music that's like dun 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 dun, like stuff that's like suspenseful. Like, if you ever heard any of Batman, like the Batman games, if you ever played any of the Batman games on like PlayStation or whatever, and them orchestras, they'd be like, dun, 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 dun. It's like real intense. That's what you want. And I'm talking, that make you run, that make you like get pumped up, you feel me? And I said sometimes people will put a beat to it, you know what I'm saying? I seen somebody took the God of War theme song, they put like a trap beat to it, man, that's dope. I said, I want to start doing stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? And so that's why I wanted to start making music that's just like, it's good for like either freestyling or it's good for just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to get a good pump in, you feel me? Or you want to run 2 miles straight, you feel me? Like, you got to listen to stuff like that. Because all my stuff got bass. So it's boom, 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 boom. Like, it's like, it get you going, you know what I'm saying? That's what I say. You want that, like that running, that treadmill, be that Iron Man type music, man. Like you doing an Iron Man or something. Like, I love music, man. That's why I say it'll never get old, man. And so that's why I said I'm learning to kind of step out in fields of stuff that I don't really even do. Because at first, all I used to do, man, I remember when I first got my program, I got my program back in 2015. So at the time, what was the biggest music out? It was drill music. So everybody had Chicago drill type beats, you know what I'm saying? Everybody had like ATL futuristic beats, you know what I'm saying? So that was the wave. So that's all I was doing was making those type. And then I didn't really know much about R&B. I didn't really make it until like, I think 2 years later, that's when I started making like the big trap soul movement was on there. And so I started doing a lot of the like Bryson Tiller type beats and like Her and Summer Walker and them, you know what I'm saying? I started doing that type beats. And then I started, after that, I started doing, I was big into EDM because I like the EDM, like the doom, 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 doom. I used to like some of that, you know what I'm saying? I like how they did the and so I learned how to do that, so I started doing that, you know what I'm saying? And then of course I don't make that no more because that's that white people stuff. I don't do that. But I'm like, you know what I'm saying? And I just started learning to branch out with stuff, man. So when the New York drill music came out, the UK drill type beats came out, and I was like, well, I know how to make it. It was super simple, super easy, you know what I'm saying? And so I started doing a little bit of everything. Then I wanted to make ambient music since like 2012, man. I remember there was a video that came on. We was watching something on YouTube, and I can't remember what it was, but it was auto playing. Daddy let it auto play, man. And it was some free runners, like people that do parkour in slow motion. It was their camera work was dope. They had like people stuck in the back, like people was frozen in the background while they was doing flips, and they had this slow ambient song. So it was so interesting that we watched the whole video. You know, usually Daddy, if he don't like stuff, he'll turn it. But we watched the whole video. And he said the best thing about this video, man, is the camera work. And I remember that because I was doing parkour. It was when I was younger, and I used to flip off stuff. I was parkouring and stuff. He was on the jersey. The jersey's like do. But I remember they had that. It's called ambient music. So that's when I started wanting to do what they was doing. I didn't know how to make it. We had keyboards at the time, and you can only do so much with a keyboard. I didn't have my computer program because it was years ago. And so when I found out how to make ambient music, I started making that myself. You know what I'm saying? And so then I realized I'm like, it's a little difficult, but it ain't really that hard. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, I was never that good at it until I started doing it in front of y'all. I was never that good at it. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, so yeah, the fact that I done got good at that too, man. It's just like, I just do a little bit of everything, man. So now I'm like, I want to learn how to master stuff like this. Master hybrid trap. I want to master, what's that thing called, man? It's one called, I can't think of the name of it. It's another one I want to learn how to do too, you know what I'm saying? Like, I told you, I do a little bit of everything, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. I appreciate that. Definitely appreciate that. You good at what you do too with them sweet trees. That's why I said I'm like, boy, if I didn't get a whole bunch of mold on it, I would have you ship me one out here. Ship it on dry ice or something, man, because that stuff do look good. I'm like, I be seeing what you be posting. I'm like, that stuff looks good, man. So I said, I need me about 2 of them containers, man, of the Oreos. You be posting the one with the look like the blueberry ones and then the Oreos and stuff. Like, yeah, send me them, man, 'cause I like that stuff. I'm gonna have all my front teeth gone. Cavity central. Oh, speaking of, I got popsicles, yeah. Let me get one. He said, yeah. Used to get trash, always had it. Yeah, because I don't know if I adopted some of that sound, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've always loved that type of stuff. That's like, it puts you in like they call it airplane music or atmospheric music. It goes by many names, you know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with the name of God. You can call him Jesus, you can call him Yeshua or Yah or Yahweh or whatever fits your boat. It's all the same thing, right? So I said it's the same thing when you call it atmospheric music, ambient music, soundscape music, airplane music, relaxation, 432 hertz. It's all type of words you can talk about, man. Like meditation music, alternative music. It goes by so many different names, man. You can call it whatever. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to go by one name. Try to tell you those fools there, you know what I'm saying? But so yeah, you can call it all type of stuff, man. Just like the same with trap music. You can call it drill music, trap music, even though drill and trap is kind of different. You know what I'm saying? Trap music more about like, you know, it depends on how you see it. But you call it hybrid trap, dubstep. They call it trap EDM, trap house. Like you call all type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like it's still the same thing. You know what I mean? Right. Oh, that's right. I forgot I can't eat this in front of y'all. Got a bunch of diddlers watching. I forgot. Yeah, a bunch of Ayo, Mike's Ayo, and then the rest of them is a bunch of diddlers. Like, oh yeah, I saw him eat that popsicle. Found a knife so I can cut this into little bite-sized pieces. Buddy gonna hit me like, yeah, my boy, I seen you on there eating that popsicle. Yeah, man. Like, yeah, it looked like it was cold too. Like, step out in the street and catch his fade, cause why you say that? Yeah, make me some little popsicle shrimp bites or something. Y'all leave me alone, man, okay? Y'all know Stevie don't rock the boat like that. I'm like, I don't rock the boat. No, I don't rock the other boat. It ain't whatever floats your boat. There's only one boat I ride. It ain't the slave ship either, so. I found this little plastic knife. We're gonna cut this up. So. God, I got a bunch of heathens among us. Let's see. You know, as a man, there's a lot of stuff you gotta watch. Like, you be wanting to do a lot of Ayo moments. Like, you be like, gay. You're like, oh, yeah, that's right, can't do that. Sometimes I'll be standing like this, and I'm like, gay. I'm like, oh, yeah, can't do that. I'll be standing with my legs. Sometimes I'll be like, kind of just standing there, I got my legs crossed, gay. You're like, oh, I can't do that either. Start thinking about like, oh, yeah, I'm like, I wonder if she thinks of me, gay. Everything good. Money for fun. Daggone, man. I seen a dude he had a glizzy. And so he was trying to look around to see if anybody was looking. And so he took a look at everybody. He went for a bite. He didn't know his homeboy was recording. He went for a bite. He looked up. He started laughing and ran off. His homeboy, hey, yo. I seen a dude, man, this nigga had a supersized glizzy, man. He had 2 glizzies attached to each other. That was mad work. He was in his car about to eat it. So his homeboy ran up on him with his camera. He said, I said, bro, you knew he was wrong. You knew what you was doing was wrong. That's why he stopped me. Hey, Glizzy, yeah, you know what you was doing. See, now I gotta saw this in half. Like, man, this is how you eat a popsicle. Cut it into pieces. Look at this. I gotta do all this extra work to prove to y'all about my love life. How am I supposed to eat this now? Oh, it's cold. See, I don't have to do this if I can eat it the original way. Ain't no y'all judge me, man. Y'all leave me be. I don't judge y'all. Listen, at least it's a popsicle. It ain't no corn dog. You're like, yeah, Steve, it starts with a popsicle. Then it ends up with a corn dog. Then you got 2 corn dogs. And then you like, you know what? I don't want the role play. I want the real thing. Y'all annoying, man. Okay. At least you eat a man and like, you eat a man can't be all Jeffree Star with it. Like, nah, nigga, you gotta. What y'all want to do, y'all? Y'all stop judging me. What y'all want to do? I feel like it's still early though. Yeah, I want Jeffree Star. Hold on. I don't know what else to talk about or what else to say, y'all. I really do need to take a break from these streams, man. The music has just been coming crazy. That's kind of why I've been doing them, you know what I'm saying? I need to stop streaming so much, you know what I mean? Sometimes they do. It depends on how many people you get. It depends on what you stream on too. Per every 1,000 viewers, they'll pay you a certain amount. Like you might make like $5 or $3 or something. You know what I'm saying? And as I said, my views are not that big. Most people don't, even big timers, they don't really make their money off views. They make their money off of like memberships, subscriptions, donations. Because YouTube used to pay people, I think back in like the early 2000s or like the kind of like 2010s, it used to pay you a pretty good amount. You know, that's why people would start and quit their job because they could actually make a lot of money off of it. But YouTube's pay has like really decreased, and so that's what super chats are for. Super chats, and even YouTube would take some of your money off of the super chat. They'll take like somebody give me $20, YouTube would take probably like 7 or maybe like 6 or so. Which you still get money, but they take a cut of it. So that's why everybody goes to your PayPal, your Cash App, and just to give you the whole $20, so you ain't gotta, you know, Which I mean, it's still money. It's like it don't matter. You know, it's still you still get paid, but it's just like they'll take a little cut of it. You know, which is crazy. But I'm kidding. Yeah, but again, I'm not a big time streamer. I'm not famous, so my numbers don't get as much as like somebody like Castanet will get. You know what I'm saying? So of course, you don't make that much money like they do. So most of your money you make is from the people that are members on my channel, or somebody that subscribes and you know becomes a part of the membership or whatever, or super chats or whatever. And then on the videos that do get watched, they do pay you for that, and they keep watching that video with Daddy, man. They keep watching that silly video, so you know. So yeah, of course that one is the most viewed video I got. So of course I made the most money off of that video because, you know what I'm saying, I got a couple 100,000 streams off it. You know what I mean? But yeah, they made me turn mine into a business account too. Come on, you making too much money. I said, it's money you ain't gonna get from me. That's annoying. That's like, bro, move, dude. Come on. Move. Yeah. That's why I said everybody likes cash paying businesses. That's why I said if I can receive a lot of my payments in cash, I would take it in cash. You can't document cash, but you got to document electronic payments. You know what I'm saying? And then if you use these services, man, they trying to charge you. They trying to charge you a fee. And then they talking about move, dude, move. Now they talking about if you first I think it was like $600. If you get about $600, you got to report that. I think that's when they want you to report it so they can get a cut. And then it went from that to I think like it's not like $200 something. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, they trying to get a cut out of everybody's stuff. And so yeah, they making people report everything. So that's why they don't like cash paying nothing, man, because they understand if you cash pay it, you don't pay taxes on it. They can't get their money because they get their money off of robbing you because it's electronic, so they can rob you. So that's why I say when I hire people to do a business, or if I got somebody that wants to do a little side gig for me, if I need something done, I pay them in cash. Because I said, I want you to get your whole $200. I don't want the government getting 50 of your dollars. I want you to get the whole $200. Come on, fat cats got trillions of dollars, man. They throwing trillions of dollars and talking about every American. Oh, wait. They said every American, because they in debt, they said every American owes, what is this, $500 something thousand. And we said, no, you owe them $500 something thousand to make up for your trillions of dollars worth of debt. Since when did I want to be in debt? It's funny because we ain't been able to do what we want with our tax money, but you telling us we owe y'all. We've been paying y'all all year long and we still owe y'all? Absolutely not. The whole point of a tax return every year is to get money back. How do I still owe you, nigga? And I'm paying you the whole year. Still owe you money. I said back then in George Washington times, they tarred and feathered the tax collector. We need to start going to H&R Block and Jackson or Hewitt or whatever and start tar and feathering them. The tax collector was one of the most hated people. I understand why now. That's why I said why do you think they trying to do away with cash, bro? Pretty soon, this watch is getting advanced too. That's why now you can scan stuff with your watch. I got a boarding pass to get on the plane. You can scan it with your watch. I don't even like doing it because I'm like, bro, this might be the mark of the beast, cuz. Pretty soon it's gonna go. It's gonna come to that, bro. They gonna just scan. I said that's getting a little too advanced, man. That's kind of scary. I like the fact that it's smart, but it's like it's kind of scary, bro. Like, so that's why I said I'm like, you know, anything electronic you pay, they gonna it's documented, of course. So of course they're gonna. And that's why I said it sucks to even use an app. That's your own money, man, and they taxing you on your own money that was already taxed on. That don't make no sense. Your hard-earned money that you already paid taxes on, you put it in the account there, and they'll still make you pay taxes on tax-paid money already. So that's why a lot of people are just going back to trying to use cash, or they just, you know what I'm saying, they're trying to find a different type of currency or something. It's like they don't even want to, because it's like it's getting weird. So yeah, that's why I said I'm like, nah. I don't even like paying people electronically. I'm like, nah, I got cash. I'll pay you cash. It's crazy, man. You trying to pay somebody for a hard day's work. You trying to pay them $200, and somebody got to get their fee involved. Like, ain't no fees. You get your whole $200 from me, cuz you ain't got to pay nobody no fees. Come get it from me directly. Don't get it from them. I said a banking fee. Who gets a banking fee, cuz? I think that's so wrong too. If your account is overdrawn, they'll charge you a $35 fee. There was times that my account did get overdrawn, but it was because I think it was a last minute bill got taken out or something. And instead of I got it to where on my phone you can get alerts if your account is less than $30. I didn't get the alert to after the fact. That's why I say y'all dirty for that. I didn't get the alert to after the fact. You supposed to get an alert like right then and there. You know what I'm saying? Usually around like 4 or 5, about every night around like 3 or 4 in the morning, you'll get a text that says they'll give you your alerts and stuff, like tells you how much your balance is. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. I don't get the alert till after the fact. And then if it's midday, you don't get the alert till after the fact. And then when you call them trying to tell them like, hey man, well I didn't get the alert till after the fact, like y'all didn't even send it on time, they still tell you like, oh well we can't dispute that because you know that's just our policy. And I said, y'all wonder why people don't like y'all banks, man. That's why I said when the economy collapses, y'all gonna have a very hard time because every nigga coming after y'all. Yeah, good luck hiding yourself behind that desk. All them niggas are coming there to get their money. And they gonna take they overdraft fees and more. That's what they gonna do. Take all their money from y'all. They gonna charge somebody up. That's what happened with COVID, man. A lot of people had overdraft fees in their account. And cause they wasn't working, so they still have bills that was getting automatically taken out. So their account was in the extreme negatives. So when they got their stimulus check, some of them got direct deposit, or when they did get some money, the bank straight up took their money. Them people trying to pay their bills, trying to get food, the bank greedily took their money because they owed overdraft fees. And so people was like, bro, that's my whole check. They said that's the only source of income I got right now. And they said, well, that's just bank policy. I'm like, nigga, we in a pandemic. Forget your freaking policy, dude. What about the people that need money to eat, dude? Like, man, these niggas is, And that should train you for hard life right there. That's why I told you. I said these old little soft, really, they, them, Zer niggas, you ain't gonna be able to survive the real world. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, the IRS don't care about your zinger. They don't care about your pronouns, dude. They'll throw a they, them in jail just like they'll throw me in jail. They don't care about nobody. They want their tax money. And if you don't give them their tax money, they coming to get you. They don't care about your Zer and them. They don't care about you being a government informant working for them. They not loyal to you. You see what they did at 6ix9ine? They did the same thing at 6ix9ine. Buddy was a gang member that turned state, local rat. He didn't pay his taxes. The IRS came after him and took all his stuff. They took a portion of his stuff because he didn't pay taxes. They don't care because you work for them. They don't like you either. They are not cool with you. Even Jesus Christ told you, hey man, pay them their tax money because they gonna come after you if you don't pay them your tax money. Give to Caesar what's due to Caesar. Because Caesar don't care. So soft generation, you ain't gonna be able to survive nothing, man. I'm just like, boy, I don't feel sorry for them, but I'm just like, dang, bro, y'all think the world runs off of feelings and emotions. Wait till tax time. Wait till the government show you how much they care about your fist and your black skin and your Zerzim, and they don't care about that. That ain't. I told you, it has never worked on them. It has never worked on them. So don't try it now. They don't care. Oh man. Anyways, I don't really know what to talk about, y'all. I'm just ready to go to bed. I'm sleepy. I can use some tax money. I'm vibing to these lights and this beat, man. This beat's gonna put me to sleep, kid. Yeah, it's time to go to bed, y'all. I'm sleepy. I done had enough talking, so I'm about to go and get me some sleep, y'all. Y'all be safe, man. And whatever. At this point, I love y'all, man. Thank y'all for tuning into the stream and stream the music again, y'all. We're gonna be doing. I did like 5 music streams in the last couple of days. So just streaming, man. Listen to them again, cause I'm actually about to go listen to some before I go to bed. So, anyways, y'all, that's enough for this stream. Let's go bed. We got church in the morning. So, till the next time, we out here, y'all. Peace.